How was Digimon? It gonna be fun or painful? I don't know yet. Let's find out. That would.
Unmuting myself would indeed help.
Or it'll be punny.
It'd be a bit of both. Welcome in, Xantz Raiders. Since you couldn't hear me a minute ago, we are doing something completely different. We are doing Zelda hacks.
Can we actually get chat pulled up?
I not hear anything here. Hold on.
RetroArch, that should be the correct. Alrighty.
Oh,
There we
just so you don't have to shout us out or anything here.
What am I clicking on?
Open up Google Chrome and just take the knock.
All right. Just take the knock. Take it.
Take the knock.
Rip their hand off and walk away with it.
It'll just
Anyway, while you get set up, I'm gonna heat up some pasta.
I'm set up. I'm set up. I want you to wait just a minute, Xantz, before you step away.
I want you to understand.
You need to see how ridiculous this is.
He's waited for this.
At least today. Send that again, Nick. I don't think that knock went through.
I know.
I'm going to. I'm not live. I'm just. This just puts us all in. Like the title and
But
shit.
hey, I beat Digimon World 4. Yay.
Nice.
Now
Well, I
get to
hit
play
accept,
even more
but I
of it.
don't see
Yay.
anything changed. Weird.
It says you're not in it.
I hit accept twice. Hooray, technical difficulties.
Yeah. Oh,
There we go. That was annoying. Alrighty.
Let's. How do I invite guests?
Hopefully the audio is working.
You gave me enough time during that to. Oh, if you're playing with the official N64 controllers, please hold it like this.
Xantz. All right.
What?
All right, Xantz. I think I've figured out how to invite you into this little shindig.
Oh, with the that? Well, I'm not live anymore, so.
Neither am I, but it puts our names in here anyways.
Knock. Something went wrong. Please try again. Knock.
I sent you an invite. Check your bloody notification.
Okay, yeah, I see.
Thank you.
Accepted.
I'm trying to play Twitch's game, all right?
Yeah, they're hilarious little game. All right, I should actually post them going live now. This remix. What?
Oh my god.
Screen adjustment? Do we have? Okay, I was like, reset to default with classic Smash. Okay. This game autosaves after each scene. Do not turn off your console during the transitions. So quiet. You think they forgot? Forget a royal visitation? No one could make such a blunder, princess. I have no idea who's talking. We'll divide voices once we're in the court, I guess. Well, I guess I should just go in then.
Pretty sure it's just our hero of law.
Oh no, it's a murder!
Not the murder right away!
Oh, wow.
Talon's dead! March 17th, 9:37 a.m. Hyrule Grand Court, defendant lobby number 3.
Oh my god, this is set up exactly
Yeah,
how
I
it-
told you.
how it is.
You'd think that after so many years of doing this, I'd get used to all the stress. So why am I shaking? I guess it's a lot worse when it's your friend's life that's on the line, huh? Come on, gotta look professional. She can't see you like this. Speaking of her, though, where is she anyway? Hey, you over there.
What is it, attorney? The trial hasn't started yet.
But it will soon, right? Would you happen to know where my client is? She isn't here yet. I didn't get to speak much with her when she was arrested, so I was hoping I could at least exchange a word with her now.
Well, you weren't the only one with the idea. I believe she is currently in the prosecutor's lobby. I wanted to talk to her as well.
What? What is up with this guy? He bars me from the crime scene, blocks my detention center visits, and now this?
Not to worry, you'll definitely be here before the trial.
Great. That'll be a joyous 5 minutes indeed. There's nothing I can do but wait. Sometime later. Okay, this is ridiculous. How much longer can he keep her?
See, there she is. No need to get all worked up.
I guess Nick gets melon then.
Yeah. I'm just sitting here like, okay, just vibing, reviewing the document.
What does court record do?
Court record.
Yeah,
Attorney's
record.
badge.
My
That's the Majora's
friend.
Mask art, you cheating. The defendant of this case, the victim, owner of Lon Lon Ranch and Malon's loving father. Proof that I can stand in court as an attorney.
Is something wrong? Did I hear shouting?
So much for looking professional. No, don't worry. Everything's fine. This is Malon. Ever since we met in Hyrule Castle Town all those years ago, we've been great friends. Her heart's in the right place. I know she cared deeply about her father.
If everything's fine, why do you look so worried? Should go a little
Well-
more southern, but oh well. How did the investigation go? Did you find anything? Nothing at all.
Yes.
Nothing.
The investigation. I found tons of, groundbreaking stuff. Particularly that my opponent's a real scumbag. What did the prosecutor want from you anyway?
Well, it was mostly just threats. He kept explaining in detail what'll happen to me if I'm found guilty.
Doesn't sound like a vital discussion that needed to happen right before the trial. He probably just did that so he wouldn't have as much time to talk.
You believe in me, right? I didn't do it. I'd never.
Of course I believe you. Of course I believe you. Although, I'll be honest, things aren't looking very good right now. What's that you've got there?
Oh, this is just a pictograph of Father I carry around. It's gone.
I wish I knew how to cheer her up right now. I'm not very good at handling emotional clients. Hey, you know, that pictograph could really be useful for the trial.
Oh, how so?
Well, you look so happy together. I can present it to show that you two had a great relationship. Yeah, that's it.
I mean, character, character.
Yeah, character witness.
Yeah.
You really think so? Well, here you go then.
Malon's pictograph has been added to the court record.
If they use
The sound
actual
effect is accurate,
pictograph.
too.
It's so good. At least I'll be walking in there with something other than my badge. But wait, we shouldn't be just so idly chatting. Anyway, there's not much time left. I know it's hard to talk about, but could you tell me exactly what happened? I don't stand much of a chance if I don't know your version of the story.
I understand, unfortunately. Okay.
I didn't push anything.
The trial is starting.
I know, no,
The
I'm
trial is
aware.
starting. Defendant, attorney, please enter the courtroom at once.
Uh-oh. Shouldn't have said that stuff about having no chance. All right. Everything will be fine. The prosecutor has only been playing me for a fool since this began, but sooner or later, his arrogance will be his undoing. Let's head inside and bluff our way to victory.
I mean...
Yep. My name is Link. I've been a defense attorney for the last 7 years. He started as a child, chat.
Damn.
I've won my fair share of cases and lost some too, but this one is personal. There's so much at stake here. Not only do I have to save Malon's life, I've got to find out who did this to Talon. Talon, he was always too kind. He didn't deserve this. I need to do him justice. I can't lose this.
Isn't it obvious? The ranch hand did it.
Yeah. It was the cow. And then they
they're just
then
straight
they
up.
fled the country to Mario Kart.
Court is now in session for the trial of Malon of Lon Lon Ranch.
You know, there was a part of me that wanted to do the judge, but I think I'm still going to have the majority with Link, so I'm going to shut my mouth on that one.
Yeah, I'll be the judge. And Nick can be Ganon.
I knew this was coming.
Oh, wait. Was Ganon free? Of course he was.
Yep.
I knew this was coming.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Dragmire, that's so good!
Doubt that. What were they thinking, pitting me against some pathetic kid?
Ugh.
Pathetic. Okay. Love you, auto-scrolling text.
This is so
Still
good.
your tongue. You bring shame upon the fine color of your hair, vile woman. Before long, the world shall know the horrible deeds you've committed. Let us not prolong the inevitable. Shall we begin?
No, this court is no place to be exchanging insults. Since the prosecution seems ready as well, let's hear their opening statement.
Real quick, drop the volume just a little bit.
Okay.
It's getting in your ears, huh?
Oh, it's already this low? Dang, this is just a loud game.
I mean, you haven't really gotten to play with the settings.
I'm just more so looking at my my audio board in OBS, and it's way up there. Look at that finger animation. What the hell?
The opening statement shall also be the closing one. The girl did it. It's obvious. She killed her own father in cold blood. All so she could have the ranch to herself. Couldn't wait for the old fool to die naturally, could you, you greedy little tramp?
Yes, I did have to.
Objection! Your Honor, out of the you can't allow this man to verbally abuse the defendant like this.
Ha! She committed murder, kid. She deserves every bit of scorn she gets.
Do believe a little less commentary wouldn't go amiss.
Bah! I assure you, old man, you will change your opinion once you see all of the damning evidence.
Who is this guy? How can he speak to the judge like that?
I hope they make a sequel to this. Ganondorf Dragmire. Looks like I've been lucky to avoid meeting this man till now. The stories I've heard about him must be true. A boorish barbarian of a man hailing from the Gerudo province. Apparently, he prides himself on nearly clean streak he's cultivated for decades, all while disrespecting everyone in the court, including the judge. I've even heard some attorneys refer to him as the King of Evil. Definitely has that look at the end of the, at least. Who wears a full armor to court?
Very well. Please present your case to the court.
You don't seem to like me talking, so I'll just let the detective present the basics.
Oh, please.
Oh, it's Impa, okay. Bring Impa of the Sheikah Force to the stand!
Well, here we go. The first battle. I know Impa. She's quite a competent detective. Which worries me. Please let her have made a mistake just this once.
So how many pay cuts is Impa gonna be getting by the end of this? Let's find out.
Like, she's in the gumshoe spot, so...
Exactly my point.
All right, state your name and whatever it is you pretend to do.
Wow.
You never change, do you, prosecutor?
Any possible change would be for the worse.
I don't know, your personality could use an improvement.
I know, right?
Now stop wasting time! Name and occupation!
Oh, man. Very well. I am Impa, head detective of the Sheikah Force Homicide Division.
True for now, at least. Well, what are you waiting for? Start talking! You were the one assigned to this case, so you know all about it. What calamity has befallen our fair kingdom?
Still can't be bothered to give a proper opening statement? I suppose I can do the prosecutor's job for him this time, for the sake of an unbiased look.
Please, go ahead, detective.
Getting sued for stepping on the ministrap.
Wrong game.
Yeah, wrong hack. The incident happened early yesterday morning on Lawn... Wow, you got to court fast, goddamn. Incident happened early yesterday morning on Lon Lon Ranch, a local supplier of goods located just south of Castletown.
I mean,
Remember, this is the same logic that all Ace Attorney games have.
Yeah, they
Court cases
get
happen
straight
very
to
soon.
court.
Yep.
They just get straight to it.
Yep, and guilty till proven innocent. Also, if you don't find who done it, they still done it.
Yep.
The current owner of the housestead, Talon, was found dead in his ranch house.
A tragic loss for our kingdom, for sure. I have seen the man around Castletown a number of times delivering goods.
Quite. The owner was a rather important figure in the local community. In any case, we were alerted to the scene of the murder by the Royal Guard, who were there on official business.
Official business? What kind?
As I understand, the ranch provides the kingdom with vital services. To ensure it is operating as it should, and as a gesture of appreciation, the Crown orders a visitation to the ranch every year.
I see. A scheduled annual visit. Continue, detective.
When the Sheikah Force arrived, they found the victim bleeding out onto the floor. Next to him lay his daughter, Malin, breathing but unresponsive. After a thorough investigation, we arrested her, as she was deemed the only possible culprit. That about covers the gist of what happened.
Very nice and succinct. Keep that up, and perhaps you will keep your job.
I didn't think the good detective here was to worry much about that, given she is the head of the department.
Time to watch her sink slowly into debt.
Oh, which reminds me, why is the head of the detectives herself on a case like this? Are the other detectives unavailable?
That would be because I have been assigned to this case by order of the King of Hyrule himself.
King himself assigned you? That doesn't happen very often, does it?
You are correct, Your Honor. I am not usually involved in fieldwork like this. This time, however, the King felt it necessary because of who is involved.
is involved? Is the death of a ranch worker really such a concern for the king?
Well, as I said, Lon Lon Ranch is a very important supplier of goods, to be sure. But that's not who I meant. I imagine the king wanted the top investigators on the job because it was the royal princess herself who discovered the crime scene. Hey, the escape
Order! I will have order!
The music is so good.
Royal Princess Zelda witnessed the crime?
Ha! And there you have it. This case rides on the princess's own words. To doubt it would be to doubt your own royalty.
This is bad. I can't really object to that.
Very well. If the princess is testifying today, it's better we don't make her needlessly wait. Detective, please testify about exactly why the defendant was arrested. It better do the cross-examination animation. Yes!
It's in Hyrule text! That's
It's
so
Hyrule
good!
text! I love
It is with regret that I agree with Dragmire. All the evidence points towards this girl being the culprit. We determined that the murder definitely took place inside the ranch house. There were only 3 people on the ranch: the victim, the defendant, and a worker who had an alibi for the time of the crime. The defendant was found unconscious right before in front of the victim, who was bleeding out onto the floor. Furthermore, she was holding a weapon. Without a doubt, that is what was used to kill the victim. She seemed like such a bright girl. It's most unfortunate. Your Honor, I would like to submit these pieces of evidence to the court. First, I have the autopsy report, performed by the Crown's top coroner. Here is what we determined to be the murder weapon, which we took from the defendant's hands. To make sure we had the correct weapon, we conducted a very thorough investigation. Naturally, we searched everyone thoroughly and examined the ranch and its vicinity. Nothing unusual was found. But to be safe, we also checked the ranch's inventory list to see whether anything was missing. The list matches the items we found on the ranch exactly, and nothing but the saw had fresh blood on it.
That does sound quite compelling. This must have been a truly terrifying scene.
Dying from a wound made by a weapon like this is extremely painful. This only helps to prove the defendant's viciousness.
Ugh. At this rate, they're going to paint Malin as some heartless monster. There's one more thing I felt I should mention for the sake of completeness. Shortly after we arrived at the ranch, the courier showed up to make some milk shipments.
Of course, business must go on. Is this really necessary to enter into evidence, though?
The shipments did end up leaving the ranch, so I felt it bears mentioning. Were the contents checked before you let them go? Naturally, who do you take us for? Even though the worker handling the shipments did get quite worked up about it, we cracked all of the boxes open to check what was inside. In the end, it did turn out to only be milk bottles, so we let them through.
Very well. Thank you for your thoroughness, Detective.
So, what happens now?
Well, this is where I step in and perform a cross-examination.
Ah, great! How does that work?
Huh?
Could you explain what you're going to be doing?
Can't hurt.
Well, it starts by kicking out a dog.
Well, see, here's how it works. I present my attorney's badge and go, objection.
Oh, I'm
But
not.
I win every single time.
Sure, why not? The witness will repeat her testimony. I'll be able to scroll back and forth through individual statements by pressing A and B or with the D-pad or stick.
He'll just repeat it as many times as you want?
On loop till the end of the day. I will waste everybody's time. That's right. I have to consider every little detail. I can't miss a thing. If I want more info about something, I can use L or Z to press the statement and ask the witness a question.
Grill them for info.
Yep. Since the witness has to come up with an answer on the spot, if they're lying, prompting for more info can make them slip up. Most importantly, though, if I find something that doesn't line up with the evidence, I can press R to bring up the court record.
The court record is basically a list of all the evidence, right?
Exactly. I can open it at any time if I need to recheck the facts. After choosing the contradictory item, I can press up on the C button to raise an objection and present my doubts to the court. Oh, and I can not only present evidence, but profiles as well.
Profiles?
The court record contains a list of all the people involved. I can switch between evidence and profiles with the R button. If I need to review what's been said recently, I can also press Start to see a history of the messages.
Ah, I see. That makes sense.
Is the defense done whispering?
Sorry. If he's so upset about it, why doesn't he just press slide on the C button to skip ahead, dick? The defense is ready to cross-examine the witness.
Bah, waste of time.
I sincerely hope you're not implying that standard court procedure is a waste of time, Mr. Dragmire. In any case, we're ready, defense. Please begin the cross-examination.
Haven't
Who's
you learned
defense? My
anything
name
in
is
all of
Link.
your years in the court, sir? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
that mental battle is literally half of the proceedings.
With the great regret that, I agree with Dragmire. All the evidence points towards the girl being the culprit. We determined that the murder definitely took place inside the ranch house. There are only 3 people in the ranch. The victim, and then it's L. Hold it! 3 people, you say?
I guess that would have to be Mr. Ingo.
Let me stop you before you start getting too excited. If you had listened to the rest of what the detective said, you'd notice she mentioned an alibi.
Indeed. We were pretty certain the ranch worker couldn't have been involved. Well, what is the alibi then? You might remember that I brought up some outgoing milk shipments. Well, the worker Ingo was in charge of them. He left the ranch house first thing in the morning and was busy preparing the shipments after that. Is that so? Surely he couldn't have gotten away from that one really quick little murder.
Bah! This wouldn't just be a quick little murder, as you so crudely put it. You'd have to have taken steps to hide his involvement too. There was definitely not enough time for that.
Unfortunately, I agree.
Preparing a shipment is a lot of work. You have to milk all the cows, clean all the bottles, pour the milk out into them, arrange them all into crates, and finally load it all up onto a wagon. Usually I had to do it together with Father to finish before the carrier arrived.
The shipments were already ready when we arrived at the ranch. When we checked the boxes, they were fully loaded with filled milk bottles. So this Ingo was able to do the work of 2 people all on his own? Isn't that a little bit odd?
Odd or not, he evidently did just that. Clearly, he's a man dedicated to his job. Or perhaps the girl and her father are just very inefficient.
This whole thing seems awfully suspicious if you ask me, but I guess I have nothing to dispute it with at the moment. defendant was found unconscious right in front of the victim, who was bleeding out on the floor. Furthermore, she was holding a weapon. She seems like a bright girl. It's most unfortunate. You see anything?
Do you see anything wrong yet?
Well, usually it's difficult to find anything wrong with the basic facts of the case. That said, I do think I saw one small thing.
Aw,
Really?
Very
That's
subtle.
great.
I mean, it's the first case. What did you expect?
yeah.
Sure is, because I've got to poke all the holes I can find before the princess gets here. What was it?
Your hint was saw.
Your hit was saw.
Oh, duh. Bleeding out on the floor, so holding the murder weapon. And how can you be so sure of this? Look at the autopsy report. Why do you have that?
Deep, irregular wound made by a sharp metal object.
The saw was the only sharp implement in the ranch house that could produce such a wound. And as I've already mentioned, we also looked closely at all other sharp things on the ranch. None of them recent had blood on them. That still doesn't necessarily mean that the saw was the murder weapon. Maybe the real culprit hit the real one.
Oh yeah? Prove it then! Show us the real murder weapon!
Well, I definitely don't have any way to do that. Still, something bothers me about that saw.
So you have nothing. What a waste of time.
Sounds like you should present that saw on that statement. On the previous statement. Clean of blood.
I mean, if you really wanted more dialogue, though, you can just press everything.
It's true.
Yeah.
We'll just go through it. That makes you.
Might as
What makes
well,
you
yeah.
think she's the culprit?
She's just about to tell you. Keep quiet and listen.
Right. Sorry. Indeed. As I was saying. Well. Hold it. And just how did you do that? It's quite simple. There was no blood found anywhere else. Had the victim been attacked at some other location, we'd expect a trail of it leading to the scene. Couldn't the killer have just cleaned it all up? Certainly not. The path to the ranch house at Lon Lon Ranch is not paved in any way. Cleaning blood off the ground would require disturbing the soil. Naturally, we found nothing of the sort.
Bah. There wouldn't have been enough time to pull that off anyway.
Likely true. Right. It sounds like the location of the crime is pretty firm, but I'm not giving up yet. Found unconscious right in front of the victim. He was bleeding out on the floor. Hold it! Malin fainted? Correct. We couldn't get her to wake up for a long time. Eventually, we decided to administer a healing fairy so she could be questioned. That's good. I guess finding the body was just that much of a shock, huh?
Ha! Probably just pretending, trying to make it look like she had merely found the body.
In any event, hold it. She sure is. We've known each other for years.
Yet she murdered her father in cold blood. How curious.
I am very intelligent.
Perhaps you're just bad judges of character, both of you.
No way. Just give me some time and I'm going to prove it.
What? We've already read this.
Well, usually it's difficult to find anything. Okay, yeah.
That was the last statement. It's just going to cycle through to this dialogue.
All right, so I need to present something on a page.
Yeah, I think it's since the hint is saw, press the saw, and I think
on
4 or 5, one or the
Yeah.
4
other.
or 5.
Oh, that's the wrong
because-
button. Ah!
Yep, wrong button.
I think they both actually work here.
I think so. And C up.
Oh, C up, right.
Yep.
Objection!
Ah!
Huh. This seems like a fairly large oversight. I just wanted to make sure the paper. Yes. I just wanted to make sure of something. The state the saw is currently in is how you found it at the crime scene? That's correct. That's strange. Considering how much the victim bled out and how deep his wound was, why is there no blood on the supposed murder weapon? The title screen is Pursuit.
Hilarious.
Ha! Is that all you have?
Huh?
Naturally, the prosecution has an explanation for why the saw is clean.
I licked
Why
it.
is Link-
Behold, this cloth was found in the defendant's other hand. As you can plainly see, it is stained with blood. The defendant simply wiped the murder weapon in a futile attempt to hide her involvement.
It's so good, Draco. Welcome. Objection! If Malin was trying to hide her involvement, why didn't she just leave the crime scene?
Bah! Obviously, she was trying to hide the body before the royal visitation arrived at the ranch. Unfortunately for her, it just so happened that the delegation arrived quite a bit earlier than scheduled. In a panic, she quickly wiped the saw off and pretended to faint to make it look like she just stumbled upon the scene.
Ugh.
Young lady, things are not looking very good for you right now. The court accepts the bloody cloth into evidence.
So, what's the story with the cloth?
Well, as I was doing a final check around the ranch, I noticed that part of the fence around the horse paddock was damaged. Not entirely sure when that happened, but sometimes one of the horses just gets a bit too rowdy, you know?
Right.
Anyway, I didn't want to bother Mr. Ingo about it, so I tried to cut up a new rail by myself to patch it up. But then the saw slipped and I cut my hand open.
Ooh.
Oh, goddesses! Are you okay?
Well, it wasn't that bad. It did bleed quite a lot, though, so I used that cloth to quickly bandage the wound.
Yeah, oh goddesses.
I was actually going into the ranch house to ask Father to help me with the fence.
Ha! A likely story. And impossible to verify now, of course.
Yeah, because you used a healing fairy, you bitch.
The Sheikah had to use a fairy on the defendant to get her out of her supposed unconsciousness. I do have to give her some credit. She is one cunning woman. She knew that would explain a sudden lack of any wound on her hand.
Oh, why, yes, fairies are wonderful. Just the other day, I slammed my horn with the gavel, and one took the pain off immediately.
Why would you waste a fairy on that?
I know, right? Jeez.
Yeah, seriously.
I didn't like even mention it.
Great. Glad to know they're used for such important things. But, dang it. Too bad there's no way to tell whose blood is on that cloth. Welcome, Grace. So good.
I do believe this matter has been settled. I am ready to call my next witness.
Uh-oh. Is that all I can get out of her?
You've served your purpose, Sheikah. Be gone!
Fine. But you had best treat Her Highness with respect, or I'll see to it that you spend the night in the dungeons.
Do not presume to threaten me, Sheikah. A night of darkness and solitude would be nothing but comfort for me.
Is that so? Then perhaps we should fill the dungeons with lit candles for the occasion. They're glaring daggers at each other. If this doesn't end soon, we're all in for trouble.
Order! Order! I'm sure we'll treat the princess with the utmost respect.
I think you mean disrespect, but okay.
You may step down, detective.
This case has already made me wary with all the pointless jabber. Can we get a new defendant in here?
Is there any characters even with a beard in OOT? There is. There's a random townsfolk person in Castletown who is very proud of his beard. Of what counts as ROM hacks at this point, yeah. Ganondorf is Edgeworth. Yeah, I love how they're using Dragmire, the non-canon Link to the Past last name. That's so good.
The time is ripe to deal the final blow. I call Her Highness Princess Zelda of Hyrule to the stand.
The music is so good, dude. Wait, I love how there's a freaking, what are the DS game Snow People up there? I just noticed.
Oh.
Is something the matter? Why is everyone quiet all of a sudden?
Oh, we're not giving this to Carl?
Oh, do we want him to have another person?
I mean,
I guess.
he's only got the
he's only got
judge
the one. Yeah,
in the night outside.
We'll give Zelda to
All
Carl.
right, fine.
It's just been you and me talking.
Hey, I like doing the judge. I like doing deep voices.
Oh yeah, no, the judge is great.
Yeah. Thank you.
Ah,
But he's not.
Your Highness, I believe we're all just a bit uncertain on how to proceed. It is quite the honor to have such an esteemed guest in these halls.
Well, because, like, okay, in address to chat about him not being quote-unquote fruity enough, he's not supposed to be Miles here. He's supposed to be, what's-his-bucket from the first Ace Attorney. Like, Miles' teacher.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is like, why is he already out? Because he would be a better big villain than Miles.
Mm-hmm.
But if he is Miles, then
Who would they use for Miles? Would it be Adult Cafe? I can't think of anyone else.
if they were going to go that extra mile, Cafe would have been beautiful for it.
Right. But it has dragon.
But there's no adult Cafe model.
People have modded the shit out of that. That's really easy to make.
That would be.
Oh no, I'm aware
Karma.
people have.
So it's
Like-
very similar to Manfred von Karma.
Yeah, Von Karma. That's the name.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, they'd have
He,
plenty
he
of
would have
people.
been a good Von Karma, but no.
The Goron name's Link just Edward. Yeah, but it wouldn't be hard to.
Dude, they should.
The Zelda's
They should
custom,
have
so.
had. They should have had Darunia as Edgeworth. That would have been more appropriate.
Darunia as Gumshoe would have been even better.
There you go.
Yeah.
Actually, no. I would have. I'm gonna be real with you. I would have rather had Princess Rito.
Hey, or what would the postman be? No, the
Because
postman.
she-
The postman would be the dumb friend. What's his name? The guy who's always getting into something butts.
Larry Butts.
Larry Butts.
Larry
yeah.
Butts,
Just because the
yeah.
is such a. Hear him is the perfect
Couples
final
smells,
take.
It's always the Butts.
Yep.
See the fucking. Who would be a good Edgeworth to replace him then?
Because Link doesn't really have that sort of character, but Cafe is the only one I feel that fits the pretty boy dynamic. At least in 64 Zelda.
Yeah, Cafe would have been a perfect fit for it, but. Oh well.
In the face of the law, the princess is no different from a peasant. Name and occupation.
Wait, Tingle,
Now.
yeah, where would Tingle be? The prosecution will behave. I will not have any derogatory statements directed at the princess.
Derogatory. I simply wish not to waste any more time. We must employ proper procedure.
Oh, man.
It's all right, Detective. I believe the prosecution does have a point. In the eyes of the law, we are all equals. On this stand, I am just another witness. I should not be getting any special treatment.
Very admirable, Your Highness. We can all rest easy, knowing that Hyrule is destined to have such a wise monarch in its future. Yes, indeed. I eagerly await the day when our next ruler takes the throne and reshapes the kingdom in their image.
Obvious.
You flatter me, prosecutor.
This is Hero of Law is what this is.
Yeah. Now then. Yeah, this ROM hack just came out today.
So, Nick, was I wrong in setting my expectations high?
Yeah.
We have to finish this case first.
We have to finish this.
It's okay. The way the Ace Attorney games, in my experience, have always been is the first one is really, really good because it's the foundation of the game. It's your introduction. It's also really short as a result.
Yeah.
The rest of the game,
Yeah, I don't know
the
how
characters
long
can
this is.
drag.
I'd be shocked if it's more than 1 or 2 cases, all things considered.
Probably just 2 cases more than likely, but
Yeah, but here's the thing.
it's so funny that this came out from the newer team of all groups.
Here's the thing. The guide that Excellent linked me to from, I'm assuming from the website itself,
Yeah,
only really includes this case and
one other.
3 options in the next one. So it's an
Awesome.
incomplete. It's either an incomplete guide or this ROM hack is not finished.
I'm pretty sure it's finished because like people were posting about the ROM hack. They just worked like, I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna just see as we go, and we're gonna see how if it drags or if it keeps this hype.
I am Zelda, current Princess of Hyrule and heir apparent to the throne.
Marvelous, Your Highness. Before we begin, I would just like to know. Where were you at Lon Lon Ranch to witness this terrible incident?
Well, you have not been listening to the proceedings at all.
Yeah.
Nope. The actual judge.
Ah, it is simple, really. Lon Lon Ranch is Hyrule Castle Town's biggest food supplier. Not only that, but the ranch has also equipped Hyrule's royal guard with the finest of horses.
So who
Oh,
died?
Talon died.
Talon's dead.
Yeah. Every year, the royal family makes a visit as a gesture of goodwill and to ensure the quality of the steeds.
Wow, I didn't know your horses were used by the Royal Guard.
Yep, we work hard every year to make sure they're in the best possible condition. Father loved to boast about it to the other ranch owners.
Knowing Talon, I'm sure he did.
How unfortunate that the ranch may no longer meet the Crown's high standards under new management. The royal family has a backup, I trust.
We are looking for one. Naturally, those standards are quite high.
Yes, of course. Now then, please describe what you saw on the day of the incident.
Very well. Here I go. I love this.
Witness
This is
testimony.
amazing.
The scene behind the door.
I arrived at Lon Lon Ranch a little after 8 a.m., accompanied by my loyal guards. I remember being surprised at how quiet everything was. There was nobody there to welcome us. I could sense that something was wrong. I opened the door to the ranch house and went inside. The room was mostly empty. There was a table with some kind of crystal bottle on top of it. But in front of the table, a terrifying scene was unveiled. The defendant hacked at the ranch owner's chest with the saw she was holding. I was overcome with fear and I screamed. I'll never forget what I saw that day.
I already see a few of the contradictions.
I heard that Tal and his daughter were incredibly kind. I cannot believe she would commit such horrible violence.
That's the scene I present the photo on.
I don't think you need to.
What?
Oh my! You saw the very moment the victim was killed?
Yeah, he already knows. Wait, that's not right.
Yeah, that's not right.
Nobody's gonna try and use it.
Yeah.
There you go. Decisive testimony. As there is no need to doubt the princess's statement, I call for the judge to make a ruling right away.
Objection!
No, this is an original case.
Hey now, hold on. I didn't get to cross-examine the witness yet.
You haven't, fool, because there is no need. Did you not hear one word of what I just said?
Objection! Didn't you just say that we should follow all the procedures and treat the princess like any other witness? This is the defense's right. Their Phoenix right. I mean,
You complete.
I believe the defense has a point.
I love how
do
quickly
have
that
every
shut
right.
Nick up. You were so instant disappointment. He's like, this motherfucker.
They do have every right to perform a cross-examination, no matter who is testifying.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just eat your own words, bitch.
Yep.
I was quite looking forward to this part myself. I've only ever read about court proceedings in the Royal Library.
That being said, I will not tolerate any reckless accusations towards the princess. Is that clear?
I like how his gavel has the light medallion on it. That's good.
That is hilarious.
Naturally, Your Honor. How am I going to cross-examine the princess? This isn't going to end well.
Well, what you're gonna do is you're gonna sit there and tear her testimony apart one dialogue option at a time until we get the hint, and then just do that. What's gotten into the prosecutor? That seemed like a rather intense outburst.
Well, I do have a guess.
Oh?
Because of the princess's status, it's possible that Dragmire didn't have an opportunity to discuss her testimony with her. That might mean that the testimony is a surprise even to him. This could be my chance.
Before we begin, there is just one thing that caught my attention. I believe the princess mentioned seeing some kind of glass bottle at the crime scene.
Yep, that wasn't in evidence yet.
Nope.
That would be this, I presume.
Why, yes, that is exactly it.
What is that?
Oh, this is the bottle of perfume that Father intended to gift to Her Highness when she arrived. He quickly rode out to town to get it at the last moment. We didn't know that the princess was coming instead of the king until only about 2 hours before the visitation.
Oh, how thoughtful. He really did not need to bother himself so.
As fascinating as this all is, the prosecution doesn't believe it's relevant to the case.
Objection! It's good to have a full picture of a crime scene. The defense requests the bottle be accepted into evidence.
Bah! Desperate to latch onto every little thing, are you?
It's about as desperate as you were to latch onto your mom.
Oh!
I had to, I'm sorry.
Whatever. You can add it to the evidence if it'll make you happy.
Will, thank you.
No skin off my teeth.
You have skin on your teeth?
It's a turn of phrase.
Yes. In that case, the court accepts this bottle into evidence.
Perfume bottle added to the court case.
Now then, defense, begin your cross-examination.
I love that.
Is this and why does it look
So
amazing? It's so good. Welcome, Crystal. Every single one, we're doing it. Gotta get that text. If these guards were with Her Highness, why were they not called in as witnesses?
We did question the guards, naturally. Apparently, they didn't get to see anything relevant.
I was the only one to enter the crime scene. After seeing what was inside, I stood guard and insisted that no one be allowed inside until the Sheikah force arrived. I read that preserving the scene is vital.
Quite correct.
I'm sure the guards were absolutely thrilled with this order.
Please proceed, witness.
Fairly busy today. Oof. I remember being surprised at how quiet everything was. Hold it! Have you conducted these royal visitations in the past, Your Highness?
No. This is my first one. Up until last year, my father was always the one to visit Lon Lon Ranch. However, he decided I had to start preparing for all the royal duties that await me, and so I was the one to do it this time.
You will doubtlessly perform admirably as ruler when the time comes.
What happened when you got to the ranch house? The door in the ranch house and went inside. Hold it! And? What then?
Stop interrupting and let her get to the point.
Defense! I believe I was. Oh.
Clear about not badgering the witness. My bad. Drat, I need to calm down. Alright, there's always one where they just razz you. Raz you, yeah. I was like, wait, that's not the word.
Riz is entirely
Riz is something else
different.
entirely.
Very.
Link has that naturally. Look at that suit. You paid attention to something like
copium.
yeah, AO. I just needed something to say in there in defense, but you know, just like Phoenix Wright himself, it's a bluff. You paid attention to something like that after seeing a murder princess?
Well, I spent a rather long time in there waiting for the Sheikah force to arrive.
It was mostly
That's
empty.
actually concerning that you spent
Yeah.
all that time in the crime scene, isn't it, Princess?
Plus, that bottle is quite beautiful. It just stood out.
Front of the table. Look at that face. And it hacked the ranch's owner's chest. Yeah, here's the big one. Hold it! You were there at the exact time of the murder, Your Highness?
That is correct.
That's impossible. You're lying.
The defendant will curb her outburst. You're addressing royalty.
This is really bad. What now? Oh boy.
Would we really throw Zelda in jail the first?
No, absolutely
the
not.
first case?
Because obviously, she was unconscious by everything else's, so she can't have seen the murder. Are you sure there wasn't anyone else at the ranch, Your Highness?
No, the place looked empty. Although, I did later see a worker pull up with a loaded wagon when a courier came asking about milk shipments. He caused a little bit of a scene when the Sheikah force started inspecting it. That worker must have been somewhere else in the ranch, I suppose.
What if he jumped out a window?
The ranch is pretty large. Said worker was inside a building on the other side. It's quite understandable she wouldn't have even seen him until later.
Drat, this really doesn't give me a whole lot to work with. Should I ask about something else? Where were the victim and the killer at this time?
The ranch owner was in front of a little table that is directly across the entrance door. The defendant was right in front of him and quickly fainted after her attack. A large pool of blood started forming where the victim was. I had a rather good view of the whole scene.
Right.
It is unfortunate, as it is fortunate, that you could see the whole thing in such detail. Now, please continue.
I ask about something else.
It really feels like there's something that you need to present on that statement. though.
Yeah, on this one.
No, on 5. Yeah,
Yeah.
on that one.
We'll worry about that
Well,
later. We can press in a minute.
Oh yeah.
Press first and then.
No, not the cloth.
Well, because she can't have.
Well, what's the? Okay, realistically, all right. Open up the menu again. What's the autopsy report say? Because I don't think we even.
Yeah, go to the
reviewed
autopsy report.
Deep irregular wound made with I can't like select it other than this.
it. Victim died from loss of blood.
Oh, wait. I think I see, because she arrived.
No later than 8 a.m. Right
Okay.
there. There you go.
A little after at 8 a.m.
But
Yep, so we gotta
we
see
know,
the
we know what
others.
to do.
Yep.
But yeah,
Yeah.
press the other
rest.
ones.
Yeah.
Why not?
Hold it! Are you sure you got a good look then, Your Highness? You didn't look away in a panic?
Ah! The princess was very brave to take control of the situation the way she did. There is no need to doubt what she saw.
Yes. I
stop.
suppose what she did was admirable.
If only we had arrived earlier.
You could have seen the actual crime. Your Highness, don't blame yourself for this. If you'd arrived earlier, you could have been the one that got attacked.
Ha! So you would have lashed out at anyone trying to stop you, huh? Despicable.
Objection! That's not what she meant, and you know it. Princess, please go on. Yeah, and then this would be one, if we wanted to, I bet you we could show the picture. Hold it! Trust your heart, Your Highness. You know Malin didn't do this.
What nonsense. Her heart? What do her organs have to do with anything? Oh, of course. Evidence and testimony be damned just because we feel the defendant must be innocent.
Oh, well, if you're sure, then I gladly.
Have you gone senile, old man? It was a joke, much like the arguments the defense has been presenting.
I can't believe the princess would lie like this.
Yeah, it really is shocking.
You don't believe her, right? Not a lick. Even if she's the princess, that means nothing. I didn't do it.
To trust authority or your best friend? I'll need something very concrete to disprove what the princess is saying.
And we have.
Yep. I don't think we get, obviously unlike actual Phoenix Wright, there doesn't seem to be a penalty bar. So we are
We haven't seen it
yeah,
yet.
and one won't hurt.
So,
So show the photograph. We
it's
not
the
have it?
photograph box.
Oh, it is the yeah.
It's-
Boop. Objection. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
There it is.
Yeah.
We get one. This evidence reveals a clear contradiction on the testimony, Your Honor.
I must say, I can't see any. I see anything clear there.
Bah! The only thing that's clear here is your incompetence.
I guess I'm on the wrong track.
Well, it was nice to see you at once.
Yeah.
Oops.
Whoops.
That's okay.
I keep thinking it'll loop and then it doesn't.
Autopsy.
Objection! Your Honor, Your Highness, I believe I found something that doesn't quite match up with the facts.
How dare you question the princess? This is...
I will let the defense speak. You will let the defense speak, prosecutor.
Is there a like a scroll option to slow
There-
it down on these auto bits?
There's not, no.
Nope.
We opened the options on the title screen. That's all that's there.
I know. I can huff a little copium.
I think I know why you so desperately wanted to prevent this cross-examination now. Your Highness, you stated that you arrived at the ranch shortly after 8 a.m., correct?
Yes, the visit was scheduled for 8:30 exactly, but we were quite a bit early.
I see. That makes something you mentioned quite impossible. As stated by the autopsy report, the victim definitely died before 8 a.m. I can't wait to see the breakdowns, dude. You couldn't have... because the victim was already dead by then. You couldn't have seen the defendant attack the ranch owner when you arrived, because the victim was already dead by then.
Order! Order!
Yes! Yes! You've really caught her in a lie!
Your Highness, what is the meaning of this?
It's not very wise of you at all!
While I wholeheartedly respect and serve the crown, I will nonetheless not tolerate lies in my court.
Well, the thing about wise is that it's only one letter away from being that L, and then it's a bunch of lies.
If not lied, I suppose I did not see the exact moment it happened.
You just wanted to feel important. I get it.
Yes, I only thought I did.
Princess, this is a matter of life and death.
I definitely saw the defendant there, though, along with the body. There's no one else who could have done it. I remember all the other details correctly. The body's on the floor, the pool of blood. You have to believe me.
Perhaps it'll be best if Her Highness revises her testimony.
That's not good. There's still not enough doubt to overturn this testimony. I'll have to find something else, or this case will be over.
What I actually saw. I'm sorry for embellishing the truth a little bit. I did not see the actual moment of the attack, but it had to have happened shortly after I went into the ranch house.
Shortly after?
Miss Malin and her father were the only ones at the scene of the crime, so she must be the culprit.
I see. So I only saw the aftermath of the scene, not the actual crime being committed. Very well. Hopefully there is no issues in your testimony this time. Defense, it's time for your cross-examination.
Naturally, Your Honor.
Badger the witness.
Dragmeyer still looks pretty angry. I bet he didn't expect such a blatant contradiction to pop up. If I could just find another one like that, the princess's testimony would become completely untrustworthy in the eyes of the judge. We already found it. It's after. You were there when she hacked? What I actually saw. It would have happened shortly before I went into the ranch house.
Yeah, press it.
Yep.
Press it. Press it home.
Hold it! How can you be so sure of that, princess?
Well, when I entered the ranch house, the victim still had the murder weapon embedded into his body. It is obvious what that means, is it not? The killer did not even have enough time to try to hide the weapon. Yes, I might not have seen the murder firsthand, but I must have been very close to doing so.
That contradicts the saw and the bloodied cloth now, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh my! This seems like a very important detail.
Thank you.
I think it would be
Captain Obvious.
advisable for Her Highness to amend her testimony.
Certainly, Your Honor. Well, I think you know what to present.
Dragmeyer certainly
one or
doesn't
two
look very
things.
happy about this development, does he? Thinking about it, I might just know why. What the fuck is
What the
this?
fuck is this?
We've gotten that same reaction like 5 times, and it's so good.
It's even funnier the 5th time.
Yep.
Ahoy, mate!
Objection! I believe I found another reason to doubt the witness's words. Good, Meg. It seems the prosecution sees what I'm getting at here. There was a bloody cloth discovered at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has argued before that it was used to wipe clean the saw. If the princess saw the saw lodged into Talon's body, then the crime scene was left intact. Then it couldn't have been wiped clean. Well, Prosecutor Dragmeyer, care to explain? Yeah, it's been a while, Meg.
Explanation.
This is most perplexing. Your Highness, are you sure that's what you saw?
Come on.
Are we about to get the
snap.
breakdown?
Well, maybe the princess decided to pull the saw out in the valiant yet futile attempt to save the victim.
And then wiped the blade clean?
That would be almost like framing the defendant.
Of course, I did no such thing. I made sure this crime scene stayed intact. I guess I must have made up the memory about the saw sticking out of Mr. Talon as well.
Oh,
It's like confessing to being the murderer. In a Phoenix Wright game.
You idiotic girl!
Oh,
Do you even realize what you've done through your bumbling?
I'm sorry. I was just so excited to stand as a witness in court just this once. Oh my. Whenever I try telling my father about anything, he always seems so disinterested. Just this once, I wanted to feel listened to. The defendant, it is clear that she did it. I just wanted to play a large part in her capture. Oh my. I am sorry for the trouble I've caused you all.
Everybody's just awkward silence.
Your Highness. The court is no place for silly games. As it stands, I am afraid we will have to strike your statements from the court record completely.
Yes, I did it. The prosecution lost their key witness.
No! Please wait! I have more to say! I was wrong about the crime scene, but I still have not testified about what I saw afterwards.
Bah, why would we care about that? It's best that you leave and stop damaging my case with your idiocy.
Even if you are not interested in my words, you might be interested in the evidence I found.
What?
Evidence?
In red text?
Oh my god!
Of course. While the Sheikah force investigated inside the ranch house, I looked around the rest of the ranch on my own.
Sheikah, did you not know any of this?
Did you know about this?
Shut up.
Of course I did.
You did? So she did mess with the crime scene. Yeah,
I'll have your head for this!
What was that about protecting your crime scene exactly?
Order! Order! What is the meaning of this, detective? Why have you withheld this from the court?
It's quite simple. The princess specifically requested to present her findings on her own.
What? And you agreed to this? This court is not some playground where children decide when evidence should be presented just because they have a crown.
He's being rude about it, but I can't help but agree with Dragmire on this one. Also, I don't really buy this story. There's no way Impa would have allowed this. Believe me, I wasn't thrilled with the request either. However, after seeing the evidence in question, I didn't think it would be all that important to the case. Thus, I let the princess have her fun.
Ouch, man.
Yeah.
This is highly irregular. I'm not sure how to feel about this. Prosecutor?
Naturally, I object to this nonsense. If the detective thinks it's irrelevant, then this is probably just a waste of time. All the evidence points to the defendant. It's still clear she did it, even without a witness at the scene.
I see. Defense?
We do.
What do we do?
I keep doing that. I'm sorry.
I know.
If we object to presenting the evidence, then Dragmire loses his key witness. Plus, whatever the princess presents could be bad for our case, too.
So we should agree with the prosecution?
Well, on the other hand, we don't really have much to go on. This could be our only lead left.
Well, don't keep us waiting. Surely, you won't throw away all the progress you've made thus far.
What do I do? Of course, we request the evidence.
Well, yeah, we have to badger the witness.
Of course.
I really hope this is the right choice. The defense requests that the evidence be presented.
What?
Dude, even if it wasn't everything else, you really think, Dragmire, that this dude wouldn't be out just to give you a bad day at this point? Like, come on. While I agree the situation is irregular, we should still examine all evidence available. It would be silly to dismiss it as irrelevant without even seeing what it is.
I do believe you have a point, defense. However, I must warn you. In order to admit this piece of evidence into the court record, the princess's statement that she found it somewhere away from the scene has to be omitted as testimony.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm well aware. The defense wishes to give the princess just one more chance.
Of all the idiotic...
Foolish! Order! Very well, then. Your Highness, please testify once more about the new piece of evidence you found during your own investigation.
Thank you. I will not let you down this time. I promise.
Princess should understand the gravity of the situation at hand now. I just hope this new evidence isn't damaging to our case. Witness testimony. My findings.
I wish to express my most heartfelt apologies for my mistakes in the earlier testimony. Upon entering the ranch house, I saw the defendant passed out in front of the victim who was bleeding out. I stood guard at the entrance of the ranch house until the Sheikah force arrived. Once the Sheikah started investigating the crime scene, I decided to take a look around the ranch. While I was walking near the silo, I noticed a strong odor in the air. I just stopped to see where it was coming from. I followed the scent and found a burned out fire nearby and a small, nearly empty bottle of lamp oil. I, of course, took the bottle straight to the head detective. And here it is. The oil bottle I found. Is something wrong?
Oh no, this might actually be completely irrelevant.
Yes, well,
Of course there is, foolish girl. That has nothing to do with anything. Your great finding is some random fire on a ranch? Please.
But it shows there was another person there, and if
What
there was
next?
a fire,
Yep.
Are you going to declare every rake on the premises suspicious?
I mean, they were raking in the dosh, so
Yeah.
the prosecution will calm down.
this is bad. Your Honor, despite the fact that this evidence might not seem to add anything at the moment, the defense still asserts its right to cross-examination. Some straws have been grasped. And it's a good thing it's at the
Why
ranch
must you
because we have
insist on
plenty
this
of it.
charade, defense? The princess has merely recounted the same view of the crime scene as the head detective. You haven't been able to find any contradictions in her statements.
I believe there might be a way to tie the princess's new evidence into the case.
Ridiculous!
Regardless of what the prosecution thinks, the defense does have a right to cross-examination. The court admits the oil bottle into evidence.
Oil bottle added to the court record.
I just really hope this isn't a complete waste of time, defense. For both of your own sake and your clients.
Cross-examination.
Oh,
I would just press everything. Just press everything.
yeah, just press
All right.
everything. Like we got nothing else.
Yep, just press everything.
Start at the
Yeah,
start at one and press
first one.
everything.
You missed
Sir.
one.
I
Ah!
saw it. Was there anything else in that room?
Only the beautiful little crystal bottle I mentioned before. The house was rather barren.
Most of her things are on the top floor, since the downstairs room is mostly used for ranch business these days.
And the occasional game.
Ah, of course! Dad's famous Keiko game.
Ah, the good old days.
Is the defense done reminiscing? There will be plenty of time to do that when the defendant's behind bars.
I was just trying to distract myself from the fact that there's nothing to latch onto here.
Man, all these yelling statements, what the fuck, man?
There's no need to.
There's no need to press the princess on her apology. You already wasted the chance to throw out her testimony.
Yes, defense, please get to the point.
Yikes! Hold it! Did anything happen during that time?
No, not that I recall. The guards did occasionally protest and ask me to let them take over, but I held my stance.
While commendable in theory, staying in the same room as a dangerous killer isn't very wise. What if she woke up and lashed out at you?
Sweet Hylia up above!
That thought did not occur to me.
Of course not. Foolish girl.
But the guards But the guards did stand close by. I would have been safe.
Wonderful to see how much faith our princess has in our royal guard.
Yes, of course I do. In any case,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hold it! You didn't just go home?
Royal visitation was supposed to last a lot longer. Oh god, Discord was fix that.
All right, chat test.
Chat test. Chat test. Chat. 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 Chat.
All right, if it's still buzzing, don't murder their ears.
Yeah. I gotta make them suffer.
Bien. All
Yeah,
right.
good.
We'll refresh the game while we're at it.
Cool. Okay. The royal visitation was supposed to last a lot longer. Mother was not expecting us back at the castle until much later. I came to the ranch to examine the horses, so I suppose I could at least do that in the meantime.
How long did it take for the Sheikah to arrive at the scene?
It does not take very long to make the trip from Hyrule Castletown to Lon Lon Ranch. I can't imagine it was more than 20 minutes.
That is pretty fast. Although I imagine the fact that the princess was involved helped speed it up.
Slowpokes, I would be there in half that time. Running backwards, even.
I mean, Z-target run backwards is a fast method of traversal.
I think that's the point.
I do,
Yes.
yeah.
I suppose it's no surprise, though. Hylian horses are naturally inferior to our fine Gerudo steeds.
The Gerudo buy horses from our ranch.
Just don't bother. He's trying to rile you up. Hold it. What was the smell like?
Oh, it was awful. Really terrible stench.
Surely you don't mean to say that you found the smell of horse manure suspicious.
Do not be ridiculous. The smell was not coming from the horses.
Hold it. A fire, huh?
Now, let me remind you, Defense, that there's any number of reasons why a fire could have been there. You can still feel the cold grasp of death early in the morning.
Princess, how long would you estimate the fire had been out before you found it?
Ah, right. There was still smoke rising out of the ashes, so it must have been put out recently.
So around the time of the crime.
So, someone prepared their breakfast there. I repeat, this fire is irrelevant.
I think he's realized the same thing I did. Well, who was it? Who could have lit that fire anyway?
It would have to have been the ranch worker who was putting the milk shipment together at the time. It was almost certainly him. If you really want to ask about his little barbecue, you might just get your wish soon.
Doesn't sound like that was very appetizing. But without anything concrete to pin on him, he'll just be able to brush it off. Ard to the detective.
Just press.
Yeah.
Just press.
Just press.
Hold it. Right. And she allowed you to present it?
Well, I was the one to find it. And since I was going to the trial anyway.
Utter ridiculousness.
Yes. Please make this the last time you do something like this, Your Highness. Proper procedures exist for a reason.
Yes, I understand.
Defense, I believe that is enough. It doesn't seem like you're getting any closer to finding a connection between this fire and the crime at all.
Ugh. No, I suppose not, Your Honor.
Naturally. I've said this was a waste of time from the beginning.
In that case, this cross-examination is over. Thank you for your time, Your Highness.
I think I was supposed to present something. We might have just lost.
No.
No.
I assume you have no more revelations to share with us.
No, I do not. I really thought the fire would be important. They keep bringing up the fire.
Leave my sight.
Enough.
But yeah, no, this is actually a pretty common thing in the defense attorney
Yeah.
games where there will be
Yes.
just one thing like this where you get one thing and a bunch of text and you just
Gotcha.
cycle through it the once.
Your Highness, if you'd allow me to escort you back to Hyrule Castle.
Very well.
Now that the princess's little game is over, we should move this along. The prosecutor's stance is still the same, of course. We maintain that the evidence on its own is enough to convict the defendant.
I do believe I am nearly ready to hand down my verdict.
Objection! But Your Honor, there's nothing that definitively shows that Malin committed the crime. This is all circumstantial. There is no way she could kill her own father.
That is an excellent point, defense.
Also, audio on the Discord side is.
Yeah. Oh, good. It's not just me.
Yes.
Oh, on the Discord side. Okay.
Yeah, directly for us.
For us, yes. There we go.
Grazie.
The prosecution has yet to elaborate on the defendant's motive. Patricide is not something a person commits lightly.
Bah, I did briefly touch on the subject during my opening statement.
What opening statement?
But naturally, the prosecution is fully prepared to elaborate on the matter. I would like to call in my third witness.
This has to be the ranch worker.
Before calling him in, though, the prosecution requests a brief recess to prepare.
I thought you said you were already prepared. Maybe he wants to double check with his new witness won't pull anything weird like the princess did.
Very well. I do believe a break would benefit us all.
Ah, yes, wise words, Judge.
The court will reconvene after a 15-minute recess.
All right, chat, you heard him. 15 minutes.
Yep.
Court is adjourned.
March 17th, 11:17 a.m. Hyrule Grand Court. Defendant lobby number 3.
It's not going all that well, is it?
No, I think that we went about as well as it could have, actually, given the circumstances. We exposed the worst of the princess's testimony as untrue.
I can't believe she just makes stuff up like that.
Yeah, that was surprising.
Most
Still-
people will do anything just to feel important.
Right? Still, the issue is that we didn't manage to shake the core of the argument. If only there was anyone else in that house. Is it a new character? It can't be Impa.
Okay. Hey guys, my roommate just walked in and was like, "What game is that?" It's even funnier the next time.
Oh, it keeps getting worse and
It's
worse.
so good. No one ever expects Ace
Zelda-
Attorney Zelda Law.
It is Ace Attorney Zelda.
It's called the Hero of Law.
Yeah, Hero of Law.
Ugh. Now, there's no need to look so glum. Okay, it wasn't, but Detective, aren't you supposed to be escorting the princess back? The carriage is being prepared. I thought I'd drop by in the meantime. You've really managed to make Dragmire furious, you know. I have? If you listen carefully, you just might be able to hear him ranting over in the Persecutor's lobby.
Oh.
It was just the single he's really giving his upcoming witness a grilling. I expect him to try and shut you down as fast as he can. Well, that would be worrying if I had anything he could shut down in the first place, I guess. Oh, but you do. What do you mean? Oh, come on now. I'm talking about the princess's grand discovery, of course. The fire? I wasn't able to do anything with that. You really think it's relevant? Don't get me wrong. At present, I am convinced the girl did it. We investigated and came to this conclusion for a reason. But I'm willing to explore every possibility. That fire is definitely a bit strange, and I dare say it may be your only way out of this. If I may be so bold, I think you should press this next witness on that topic hard. As the only other person working on the ranch at the time, he is the only one who could have been there to light that fire. If he is hiding something, I think the court deserves to know. Thing is, the next testimony is about the motive. It's going to be difficult to bring up the fire again without Dragmire objecting. You'll have to make it work. As much as I don't like it, she's right. There really isn't a whole lot else going to go on here. Well, thank you. Don't mention it. One last thing. You, ranch girl.
Me?
Try not to hold that testimony against the princess. Believe me, I'm sure she was acting with the best of intentions in mind.
You know the road to the Dark Realm is paved with those, right?
Perhaps. It was definitely a serious lapse of judgment, one she will live to regret. Part of this comes from the fact that she's rather sheltered and inexperienced. After the sudden death of her older sister last year, she was thrust into the role of an heir very suddenly. That's certainly out of nowhere. That's right, the mysterious death of the firstborn Princess Zelda. That's a good gag, because all the princesses. Hyrule still grieves after the events of that day, yet no one knows exactly what happened. In the void of information, conspiracy theories run amok. People blaming the Royal Guard, the Sheikah, and even the king himself.
Also, real quick, I need to use the bathroom, so I'll be right back.
Yeah, I know. I was actually hoping to take a break once we hit the lobby, but
Oh, might be. The princess will soon have a whole kingdom's worth of troubles on her shoulders. For a kingdom with a history as turbulent as ours, it's a lot to handle. The princess's conduct today probably won't help with the distrust people have of the crown right now, though. She's wise beyond her years. She will learn, and she will better. I simply ask that you don't think of her as an enemy, whatever comes of this trial. She does not need more than she already has. Wow, she's so intense. I never expected to see Impa get so emotional. I guess this is why she decided to take the blame for the princess's impromptu investigation. Okay, yeah, okay, I think our 15 minutes are up. So yeah, before we get back into the court, let's all actually take a short break. We will be right back.
I need to go use the restroom.
All right, so I'm back. Now I just gotta wait for the other two.
Well, what the hell is this ROM hack? That makes 7.
Oh, yep.
That is 7. What is this ROM hacks? Ugh. So
I think we're still
freaking
waiting for Nick.
Yeah, so freaking funny, dude. Ugh.
Every time that someone asks, you just need to play the clip of Dante going, "What the hell is this?"
Oh, I wish I had it on hand. Oh, dude, I'm kind of bummed I wasn't background recording this. I'm gonna have to go out and trim the AFK myself, but oh my god, this is so funny. Copy.
Yeah, let's turn it into an Ace Attorney game.
I'm sorry, I don't vibe with high fantasy. What if it was lawyers? You know, the real fantasy is a lawyer with good intentions.
Exactly.
Heyo! But, you know. just gonna send this image to True Blue with no context.
No context.
Yep, just the what if he jumped out a window? We haven't gotten to that shot yet. It's technically a spoiler. Looks at OoT and goes, yeah, let's turn this into an Ace Attorney game. I don't know, man. We've hit that, like, there are so many Ocarina of Time ROM hacks at this point. You got to do something to make it different.
Exactly. I still find it funny that this came from the newer team.
I don't know who that is. Like the newer, what's newer?
Newer Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, that. Okay. That's what I thought. I haven't played that yet.
You should. It's absolutely amazing.
I know there's another one that did like beyond new Super Mario Bros. That's also really good with a bunch of foreground, background elements.
What I miss?
Nothing. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get that AFK off of there. Boop. Boop. All right, right back into it, Zance. You were the guard.
Okay.
What is it, soldier? I'm quite busy at the moment. Please be quick.
The investigation team at the ranch just sent word of a new development.
The boys are opening up in a cold one in the back. Don't worry about it.
Something about a milk shipment being returned to the ranch because of the wrong recipient address. They're asking you to come over to see it.
Oh? Those idiots. I don't have time for this. Send someone else. I have to escort the princess to the castle.
Roger.
We have all the time in the world for this.
That did remind me, though. I took this bottle of milk from a couple guards who were slacking on the job earlier. Here, ranch girl. Perhaps it'll help you calm your nerves somewhat. Not to worry, it's still unopened.
Oh, thank you.
That's nice of her. Too bad for those guards, though. Now then, I believe the princess's... Right? The princess's carriage should be prepared by now. If you'll excuse me.
I think I'm so nervous right now. Milk has just lost its flavor.
Huh? Lost its flavor? But Lon Lon milk is always so tasty. Are you sure it's just nerves? Let me try some.
Yeah, getting crunk before the case.
Yep. Huh? You're right. I assume this would have come from yesterday's shipments?
Probably with the investigation at the ranch, there wouldn't be any today, so maybe it just isn't as fresh.
No, I don't think so. It doesn't really taste as if it's gone bad. Also, the guard said that one of yesterday's shipments was misaddressed, didn't he? And this was all handled by Ingo, wasn't it? I think there's something odd going on. I better make some notes about this in the court record. Added to the court record. Lon Lon milk, added to the court record. Unity, all.
Defense! The court is about to reconvene. Escort your client back to the courtroom at once.
Isn't that what makes it magical, games fan? That people say, yeah, we could make this in Unity, but what if I did it in Ocarina instead?
That is true. That is true.
So it comes down to this. The conclusion's approaching. Time to turn the situation around. And let's be honest, at this point, the code of Ocarina of Time is so documented, it might as well be a game engine.
Court is back in session for the trial of Malon at Lon Lon Ranch. I trust that the prosecution's final witness is ready.
Naturally, I have personally seen to it that there will be no foolishness this time around.
Hopefully his ears are intact.
As we discussed before the recess. Having established the opportunity and means for the defendant to have committed the murder, only one matter remains. The matter of motive. For, naturally, such a heinous crime couldn't be the result of mere happenstance. The prosecution believes the defendant had a deep desire that pushed her to patricide. Our next witness can shed light on the matter.
Fascinating. Very well. Please proceed.
The prosecution calls the ranch worker, Ingo, to the stand. Of fucking course.
With the treasure chest sound. Oh my gosh.
It's funny to see Mr. Ingo in such fancy clothes. I know, it's almost like he
Oh.
benefits more from this than you. You know, that's just me.
Mm-hmm. Come on, phone. Cooperate with me here.
No.
Oh?
Yeah, he almost always just wears his work dungarees. It's almost like looking at a different person.
Well, I guess he wanted to dress up for court and wouldn't want to get this nice outfit dirty by working in it.
Quiet defense.
That was my internal monologue. I haven't said anything.
Witness, state your name and occupation.
Your Honor, it's a great honorable prosecutor. My name is Ingo. I mine Lawn Ranch. Is this voice annoying enough?
Yes. It's perfect.
Give me your best wah.
Wah!
Mind? What does that entail exactly?
I'm mostly there to work on the structures and equipment. The owner and his daughter are the ones who tend the animals and take care of orders.
There's already a glaring contradiction I would like to state, because he handled that entire shipment himself
Yep.
doing all of this. Anyways,
How long have you been working at the ranch?
It'll be several years at this point. There have been others who came and went, but I, Ingo, have persevered through all the hardships. Sounds like he wants a medal for it.
well, he does get a bit pompous at times, but Mr. Ingo really is a great help. He built the ranch's silos single-handedly.
Whoa, that is some dedication.
Very well. Given that you're clearly an important employee, you are privy to some inside information. Is that correct?
Yes, the ranch owner shared all his big plans with me. He trusted me implicitly. He used to say that we are like a big family.
That sounds lovely.
That sounds like a red flag that you're going to be getting loads of unpaid overtime.
Evidently, not every member of your so-called family felt the same way, though. Did they?
It hurts to do this, but I have no choice. Domain expansion, I mean, hear my story, Honorable Court of Law. I don't even watch that show. Witness testimony. The matter of motive. Just a couple days ago, the owner, Talon, partly signed the ranch over to his daughter, Malin. Talon became a life tenant, with Malin meant to inherit all the assets after his death. As long as Talon lived, Malin could not sell the ranch. It's simple, isn't it? The girl killed Talon to get full ownership and leave the dingy ranch life behind. It's appalling how ungrateful she is after all that Talon did for her.
mean, realistically, we're here to talk about motive, but like, who's left to handle the ranch? They don't have anyone to replace the ranch head. He's the only one that's worked on the ranch for years. He stands the most to gain from this happening.
Mm-hmm.
If he was really a smart prosecutor, he wouldn't have brought this man in at all.
Nope. But this is Phoenix Wright. There are no smart people.
That is true.
Oh, that's so unfair, but accurate.
Only different levels of liars.
And then there's the judge, who's the most oblivious
A literal
judge of
moron.
all time.
Like
He is a literal
dictionary,
moron.
dictionary
He's-
definition of moron.
He's like a kid
I love
playing
him.
with toys, where it's just like, all right, put the square in the square.
No, like, so
Put the circle in the square. Put the triangle in the square.
he's the type of toddler who's playing with two dinosaurs, slamming them together, and then out of nowhere, it's, you know, he grabs the WWE doll and says, and then a steel chair, but it's dinosaurs.
And there you have it. Testimony from a man who just lost everything in his finest garments. It's truly tragic to witness yet another family torn apart by greed. Well, that's a true statement. We have
But the judge
evidence.
is my
We
favorite
have.
character in Ace Attorney, and that's why. It's because
He
of how
is.
much of an idiot he is.
The man needs everything spelled out for him on like a silver platter.
Exactly.
It doesn't. You can't bring him the silver platter. He'd be too distracted by his own reflection. You need to bring him a bowl full of alphabet soup and spell it in there.
We have evidence. We have the defendant caught red-handed at the scene of the crime, and now we have a motive.
Objection! How do we know he's telling the truth?
I have, of course, verified the witness's testimony. As per the law, all inheritance documents must be filed at the Castle Town Notary office to be considered valid. I saw fit to prepare this for the trial. The prosecution would like to submit the Lon Ranch inheritance document into evidence. Mr. Ingo, why would you? You should pass judgment now, Judge. The defense has nothing but a document that you just gave him.
Objection! I would like to cross-examine the witness. There are a few more details I feel are relevant. But of course, ask whatever you'd like. I, the hard-working Ingo, can handle it.
He did it.
Who done it? It wasn't me.
Very well. Very well, defense. Please begin.
He was distracted by his alphabet soup. Matter of motive. A couple of days ago, the owner Talon partly singly handed the ranch over to his daughter Malin. Hold it! How long ago was this exactly? 3, 4 days? I'm not sure of the exact date. Had it been planned for a long time? Talon was getting on in years. Better to take care of the matter sooner than later, eh? Malin?
He's telling the truth. Father scheduled a visit to the notary office about a week ago.
What do you mean by partly witness? A life tenant. Hold it! So Malin hadn't come to the ranch, hadn't become the ranch owner yet. What? Of course, why? Of course not. Haven't you heard all the stories making the rounds recently? So many ungrateful brats throwing their old folks into retirement homes, then the moment ownership signs to them. Talon was no fool. I myself convinced him that it was the safer option. If the girl was up to some chicanery, she could always revert his decision.
That's horrible! I'd never do that.
As much as I'd like to believe that, you did much worse by killing him. Children these days, you feed them, you raise them, and they pull the stunt like this as soon as you give them an inch over yourself.
I must concur. The younger generation is horrible.
Why did he look at me while saying that? Anyway, what that meant was... Hold it! But why would Malin want to sell the ranch right now? Why wouldn't she want to? Why would a pretty little girl like her want to work on some dingy ranch? She'd have it much better if she sold the old place and used the money to move to Castletown.
That's not true. I love working with the animals. I wouldn't leave them for anything.
Why? She's often slacking on the job, while I, the hard-working Ingo, have to cover for her. I guess the decking nut doesn't fall far from the tree, as they say. That Talon loved to sleep on the job, too.
Sir, you're only adding, like, bad character witness for yourself.
Very.
I do recall a quite funny story about the Lon Lon ranch owner blocking the side edge of the Hyrule Castle for an entire day once. The guards couldn't wake him up. It took a particularly vocal cuckoo, apparently.
Ah, jeez. That was my chicken. Well, there you go. I'm the real reason why the ranch has such renown. Me, the hard-working Ingo.
Link, that's not true at all.
I know. But how do I stop this? It's simple, isn't it? Hold it! Do you really think Malin would go that far? I don't want to think it, but clearly the evidence speaks for themselves, don't they? Why wouldn't she just wait a few more years then? Talon was getting older. Perhaps she knew more and more work would be piling onto her. But really, how am I supposed to know? Ask her! Ugh, that's all right. Well, if Malin didn't want to work, wouldn't she have done this earlier? As Talon's only child, she'd still inherit the ranch. That's where you're wrong. For a long while, Talon planned to split the ranch between the girl and the crown. He was a patriotic man. He knew how much those horses meant to the royal guard. I wish he hadn't changed his mind now. Is this true?
Yes, Father's previous inheritance documents did work that way.
How admirable. I guess familial bonds won over his drive to help the kingdom. Truly, what a shame.
Yes, naturally, the girl wanted the whole thing, so she bided her time.
I think this sufficiently explains the timing. Let's continue, shall we?
Objection! Wait just a minute. There's one more problem with the timing I'd like the witness to explain. Why would Malin have planned the murder on the day of the royal visitation specifically? More people around means more witnesses. You'd think she'd have chosen any other day. Oh, did I forget to mention this? I overheard Talon arguing with her that very morning. He was telling her he'd changed his mind again. He was planning to tell the king that he'd been signing the ranch over to the crown. After the visitation was over, he'd head to Castletown, change the inheritance back to the original split. What?
Despite the victim's wishy-washiness, it would appear he did make the right choice in the end. And because of that choice, if the defendant wanted to get the ranch, she had no time to waste that day. I mean...
Is this true too?
Absolutely not! Father wasn't planning to do that, and there was no argument either.
What to do about this argument then?
mean, obviously add it to the testimony.
Add it. Gotta add it.
Yeah. There was an argument about the inheritance? That sounds like an important fact to me. The defense requests it to be added to the testimony.
Ooh, hold on. Very well. Witness, please do so.
Can we review the profiles of the court record now that we have everybody pertaining to the case? Smarmy man
Who works
on
on the ranch.
usually in his work clothes, and he's dressed up nicely for court. Okay. I had to.
I'd be happy to, Your Honor. Hold it. And what time did this happen? First thing in the morning, I was heading out to the silo to start the day's work. I had just walked out the front door of the ranch house when I heard some yelling erupt behind me. Do you remember any specifics about what was said? Oh yes, it surprised me enough that I stopped to listen for a minute. It was all like, I'm the real sorry, Malin, but most important thing is to make sure the king will always have a steady supply of quality horses. I don't care. What about me, father? How could you do this to me? Malin, this isn't just about you. It's for the good of the entire kingdom. But what am I supposed to do? I can't move up in life if I'm stuck in a dump of a ranch forever. I thought you loved the ranch. All the animals are here, and Ingo's always around to help out with the chores too. He's pretty great, isn't he? Yeah, Ingo's awesome, but I still hate you for this. This isn't over.
Okay, could you and I mean this the politest way, Ingo. Stop stroking your own dick.
Well, he has to stroke his ego because his dick isn't long enough.
What a stirring reenactment.
I will keep my thoughts on the witness's acting skills to myself.
There's no way this actually happened, though. Malin would never want to sell the ranch.
Well, of course she'd say that now, you buffoon. Remember, she's under suspicion for murder. We can't trust a thing she says.
Well, I trust her, but the judge probably doesn't right now. And that's unfortunately what matters. Do I have anything in the court record that could be used to refute the story?
If you ask me, this whole inheritance issue could have been avoided if the crown wasn't so soft. In Gerudo Desert, there would be no question that the fortress may seize whatever it desires.
That's just messed up.
No matter. Continue your testimony, farmhand. Share with us the true nature of the defendant.
It's appalling how ungrateful. Hold it! Objection! No! You hold it! That man gave everything for her! She's gotten so many expensive presents over the years. Just look at that gold necklace she's wearing. The man spoiled her rotten. In fact, I think I saw another present he was meaning to give her on the very day he was killed. Another gift? Why, yes, a little bottle of perfume, I believe. It's horrible. Talon was such a kind man. What happened to him was despicable. Was that last statement important?
Yes.
Yes, because it was for... Your Honor, the defense wishes to add the statement about the perfume to the testimony.
Bah! What are you doing? Trying to implicate the defendant even harder?
I think it's an important detail.
The perfume is irrelevant. But I suppose the prosecution has no objections to strengthening our case.
Very well, witness. Please add what you just said to your testimony.
I think you already know what to present here.
Yep. You mean this perfume? The one that was meant for the princess? Objection! Witness. What is it? Just to confirm, you say this bottle of perfume was bought from Malin by her father, correct? Huh. What else could it be for? I assure you, Talon wasn't the type of to indulge in perfumes. Far from it. Well, you're wrong, witness.
Oh, is that so? Was the ranch owner truly a perfume connoisseur?
Say nothing, some big goods. Connoisseur.
They got the judge
Your
perfect
Honor.
on this.
Yeah, they did.
They got the judge perfect.
They
on
really
this.
did. No, Your Honor. The bottle of perfume was bought for the princess. Huh?
So what, defense? Sure, it's technically a contradiction, but what does that purpose of this bottle change?
Yes, defense. I admit I'm confused as well. Please explain why this point is important.
Is there extra stuff? I don't recognize. Okay, what is the extra stuff in the ROM hack? I'm curious. He's not there yet. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I'm assuming that's fun. I'm very excited to see where this goes. Earlier in the trial, Malin mentioned that Talon bought this perfume in preparation last minute. Isn't that right, Malin?
It sure is. We had a gift for the king prepared when the news arrived that it would actually be the princess making this visitation.
I take it you're one of the devs then, Jimbo? Is that what I'm getting from this?
Father quickly rode out into town to get a new gift.
This info puts one thing into question. Talon's taste in gifts.
Oh, we've already poked holes all through the princess's testimony.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
somebody's
movements.
Which goes back to
Somebody's
the fire.
movements around the ranch are put into serious doubt.
Someone's? Well, don't keep
One
us
of the
waiting, then,
animators?
defense.
Hell yeah, you
Who is
did a
this
fantastic
person?
job. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dude, all of Ingo's front testimony slams he's been doing, I love those.
Naturally, the person whose movements are suspect are, of course, Ingo's.
Of course.
Like that. The witness himself. If you recall, this bottle of perfume, which had just been purchased, was found at the crime scene. A crime scene the witness supposedly never went to. He shouldn't have known about the bottle.
Order! Order! The defense raises a very valid point.
You simpleton! What is the meaning of this?
Well, witness, did you go to the scene of the crime at any point? No, of course I didn't. I was working in the silo all day. I remember. I saw the gift the day before the crime. The girl is lying. Talon must have gotten the gift the day before.
You're the one who's lying. Father didn't leave the ranch at all that day.
One word against another's. Defense? Do you have any way to prove that your version of events is true?
Ask the store, find the receipt, smell the perfume.
No.
I mean, receipt.
I think it's.
is the- I'm gonna go with the receipt because
I think it's.
I don't know.
the perfume.
No, because the smell was the oil in the fire. I think it's find the receipt because most
Yeah.
receipts.
I
I
think
don't know
it's
if you
smell.
know this or pay attention to any.
Yeah, they have a
receipt at all.
date and time.
They always have
Oh,
a date
yeah,
and
that
time
is true.
stamp on them.
When you buy something, you usually get a receipt, and the receipt always shows the date of purchase. It might be at the ranch house. I say we send someone to look for it.
Father never throws receipts away. We have a drawer full of them. The perfume one should be right on the top.
I believe this idea has some merit. Soldiers, rush out to the ranch house immediately and search for that receipt. Your Honor. Yes? What is it, soldier? We have just received a receipt from the team stationed at the crime scene.
Yeah.
Very well, thank you. I shall now read it out.
There's a lot writing on this.
From Tingle's Mysterious Smell.
Oh no! Not like this!
Ah, yes, I think I've seen that store. It's that eccentric-looking place in that back alley.
Of course it's in the back.
Of course.
Where else would Tingle be?
He's right
floating
there
in the air in a balloon.
Dude, his shop is stationed right there next to the mod loader shop on OTO. I'm telling you.
Couldn't miss the blinding neon colors if you tried. It's an utter eyesore. The gall of this nobody running a monopoly on Hylian perfume is preposterous.
Perhaps, but back to the matter at hand.
The nerve of that dunderhead! Why would anyone ever shop at a store where the owner calls every other customer a fairy?
Prosecutor?
And the balloons! Oh, the balloons. That full-topped one right in my face!
Man's got some
Prosecutor Dogma!
serious feelings here.
Enough! Continuing on, purchased item. 1 bottle of Roozy Rupee Land.
Oh, that's another good reference. Oh my
Rosie,
god.
Rosie,
Everywhere.
Goddamn game.
Not the dating sim.
Oh my! This is quite the price! Why, I would have to...
Your Honor, please. The date of purchase.
Oh, right. Date of purchase. I should probably stop stalling now. Why, it's March 16th, the day of the murder! Order! Order!
Yes, we got him.
I think we're finally getting somewhere.
Bah, that still doesn't mean anything. Perhaps the witness briefly went back to the ranch house for something and saw the bottle then.
Yes, that's it. I was getting thirsty, so I went back to get a drink. I must have seen the bottle then.
Oh, come on. You think we're gonna believe that?
Do you have any proof that he didn't?
Well,
I believe this calls for further testimony. As the witness now claims to have visited the crime scene shortly before the murder, we should learn of his exact movements that day.
Ha! My movements? You should see my melee control. Well, all right. There's not a whole lot to say, though. It's unfortunate that he managed to weasel out of that. But this next testimony will be full of lies. This is my chance.
Yeah, something he's got to make on the spot. It's time to do what we do best. Let's badger the witness.
Yep. My non-suspicious movements. Nothing suspicious indeed. As was already stated, I volunteered to work in the silo. At one point, I briefly went back to the ranch house to get myself a glass of water. I went back to the silo right after that and stayed there until the courier came. I haven't been back to the ranch house at all since then. At some point, the detective came and told me what happened. And wow, was that detective one fine woman. She'd fold you like a paper, like a piece of paper, dude.
Like an origami crane.
Yeah, like an origami crane, which is honestly too good for you. See? I haven't done anything to warrant suspicion. Eat my shoes, you brat. I'll pass. There has to be something wrong there. You can't put a flawless story together that quickly. Again, the quality of this is so insane because the Hylian text
so-
is such a nice touch.
If we ever
I
get
love
the
it.
opportunity to press, I think the best thing to do would be to press on the fire.
Yeah, no, that's what we're looking for. Volunteered to work in the silo. At one point, briefly went back to the ranch house to get a glass of water. Went to the silo right after that and stayed there till the courier came. Haven't been back to the ranch house since then. At some point, the detective came and told me what happened. This is the most suspicious line. Why would she go to him? Because she was in agreement that there wasn't anybody there. Or at least, you know, we'll try this one. Hold it! Could you elaborate? She's a hard-working woman who gets to the point and takes what she wants. I promise you that's not you. Not to mention her impeccable fashion sense. What's not to love? That's not the part I wanted him to elaborate on.
Wow, he seems totally smitten with her.
Sure does. I wonder how Impa feels about it. Perhaps.
I guess he's into rough trade.
But no, I will have to wait. That ought to... Try as over I could. Dear God. You thought you could distract me, didn't you? I, the genius ranch worker Ingo, see through your schemes.
He's sticking to that story, huh?
Yeah. It was a desperate fix, but it holds up surprisingly well.
I can hardly believe this is the same Mr. Ingo I know. He's usually so nice.
It's time to press for more details. He's sure to slip up somewhere. There has to be a piece of evidence or a profile waiting to disprove what he's saying.
Oh yeah, we never looked. What was?
Yeah,
the
you gotta
note?
press everything. Press everything.
Oh yeah, well press everything, but hold on, look at the back end of the stuff. Melon, okay, not that one. Morbid. No. I meant the evidence. We haven't looked at these.
Yeah.
To the source returned to the ranch due to being misread and misaddressed. And then what's on the?
I think so. It's waiting for the courier to appear, but then you know he mislabeled it. Left the ranch a little while after the crime.
Oh well, for now let's just press everything else and see what crops up.
Just press everything. Run
What
it
were you
down.
doing?
Take that.
Working on shipments and fulfilling orders. We sent out crates of milk to milk bars all across the kingdom every day, you know. Milk bars? Naturally. Everyone loves a good drink, you know. And our milk is as renowned as the best there is. I hear some other waters they're down. Despicable. I see. I think you said earlier that your job is to work on the structures and equipment, though. Indeed. Talon and the girl would usually be the ones overseeing the milk orders. However, since the royal visitation was happening that day, I felt they needed their minds unoccupied, so I took it upon myself to do it this time. After the murder, I got scared that the Sheikah Force's investigation would delay the shipment, and that I, the great Ingo, would get the blame. Thankfully, it all went through fine. Yeah, and you were so concerned with sending it off so quickly that you wrote the wrong delivery address.
Bah, you Hylians, ridiculous! Getting tipsy from something like milk? Bet you couldn't handle even a sip of the Gerudo's noble pursuit. A real man's drink.
A real man's drink? Aren't most of the Gerudo women?
Exactly my point, yes.
Speaking of drinks, I believe the witness was talking about how he had gotten himself a glass of water.
Yes, of course. Moving all that heavy stuff around works up a sweat, you see. I got very thirsty and... Hold it. You didn't think to just take a sip of the milk you were handling? No, it wouldn't be right. That milk was for the customers, you see. I just didn't want to get any trouble.
A truly honest man. How dare you suggest he would steal from his own workplace?
Right. So what did you see at the house? Nothing much. I got my drink and left. Still had a lot to work to do, you see. I suppose I must have seen the perfume bottle then. In fact, yes. I remember it clearly now. It was there on the table, plain as day. Great.
What happened after that, witness?
Hold it. And you were able to complete this so quickly, all on your own? Bah! You don't know the might of the great Ingo. Yeah, pal, wham! I'll get things done in no time. I did almost break my back getting those crates out of the silo, though. There were so many, all so heavy. It was like a puzzle in there. Anyway, that's not important. The point is, I haven't been back to the ranch house since then. Hold it! Are you sure? Sure as I can be! You never went back in, even after the crime was discovered? Bah! They wouldn't let me in! Preserving a crime scene or some such, I couldn't even get any of my things. After I was questioned, no one gave me half a glance. I had to sleep in the stables that night. It was terrible. Then how did you get your outfit? That's what he said important.
Yeah, it is important.
It's always
Your Honor.
important.
Yep, Your Honor. I would like the witness to add his last statement to his testimony. What? What are you trying to pull now? Very well, witness.
Very well.
Oh, my bad.
Witness, please amend your statement.
Did you forget I'm doing the voice?
I always read the
He
next line.
does it for everyone.
Doesn't matter who you are, I will steal your lines. Fine, whatever. I didn't get any sleep to access.
Hold on.
Yep.
Yeah, we read the
the profile.
Yeah, we read the profile. The profile is what you present.
Literally addressed his clothes.
Yeah.
Couldn't you have stated it in? Bah! What am I, made of money? Think, boy. I'm just a simple ranch worker, you know. Phew, you lawyers, always flaunting your wealth. Right, sorry. Not actually sorry. I doubt one night would bankrupt this guy. Look at what he's wearing. There's your hint.
Exactly.
Yep.
Objection! Witness, there's something seriously wrong with your testimony. What? What are you talking about? You say you couldn't get any of your belongings because they were at the ranch house, correct? A ranch house you were not allowed to go in. That's... right? Well, that would imply you should still be wearing your work clothes. Pardon me if I'm wrong, but those don't look like work clothes at all.
The defense has a point. The witness appears pretty well dressed for court. I can't imagine he would want to sully those clothes during work.
Well, what do you have to say to that? Oh, of course. I can explain. It's simple. These are brand new. Yeah. On my way to the courthouse, I went shopping for a nice new outfit. After all, I couldn't very well shore up to court dressed like a bum.
Yes, defense. Certain people have a modicum of respect for the court and show up dressed appropriately.
What's that supposed to mean? This is my finest Zora suit. You claim you bought these clothes after the crime, is that correct? Very much so. This morning, in fact. Why do I need to repeat myself? Do I accept that explanation? No.
Obviously, no.
You buying those clothes today is simply impossible. What?
Oh, how can you claim so? Defense, as you know, evidence is everything in court. Either prove that the witness couldn't have bought these clothes today, or get out. Actually, hold on. It's evidence, I think. It's something to do with the return, I think.
Yeah.
It has to be, right?
Think so?
Or the...
Let's try it.
Oh, no, not that. Nope.
Proves you couldn't have bought the clothes.
I must admit, I don't see the connection here.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's not that.
Ah!
Oh, have?
I need to rethink this.
Okay, so it's just recycling.
Photo?
No.
I think the photo. Yeah, view the photo.
Oh yeah, he's got the outfit on in the photo. I would like to turn the court's attention to this.
Oh, come on, it's just an
Yeah.
Why, this is one lovely pictograph. It reminds me of the idyllic days I spent with my grand.
What about this pictograph defense?
Well, just look at what Ingo is wearing. This photo is from Malin's childhood, but Ingo is very clearly wearing the same outfit he has on right now. He couldn't have bought it today.
Order! I will have order! Why, the defense is absolutely correct! I hope the witness has a good explanation for this.
There. I think I finally got him. There's no way he can weasel out this time. Ugh, unless someone weasels out for him.
Isn't it obvious? Naturally, the witness knew he would need to wear his nice clothes for the royal visitation that was scheduled for that day. He brought them to the silo in advance, so that he could quickly change just before the royal visitation's arrival.
Oh? Oh ho! Oh ho! Yes, of course. I needed to be presentable after all. I can't look like a bum in front of the most important people in the kingdom. Objection! Wait a minute. This is insane. What kind of kangaroo court is this? The prosecution keeps making excuses up on the spot. Ingo was clearly lying about buying the clothes before the trial. He's definitely trying to hide something. Your Honor, surely you won't accept this blatant perjury.
Perjury.
Yeah, I realized as I said it.
Accept it, Judge. There can be no other explanation.
Now, if he slept in the barn, why aren't they dirty?
Yeah. The prosecution's explanation does seem to be plausible. However, the fact that the witness didn't simply say it himself and instead made up a lie about buying the clothes is indeed very suspicious.
What I love about the judge is he's such a moron, but occasionally he has these little bits of brilliant where like, oh, you were listening this time, that absolutely throws everybody off balance.
Defense. The prosecution has posed that there is no other possible explanation for this contradiction. What is your opinion on the matter? Can the defense think of an alternate version of events?
This is big. I really need to think this through. Brain blast.
So is this where we accuse him of being the murderer?
Ingo is acting really suspicious right now. He's desperately trying to patch up holes in his testimony to conceal his real movements.
Alright, so Ingo is the murderer.
Ingo is the murderer.
Feel free to read the wrong ones. Is there no consequence? Does it just loop? The music, dude. Okay, it just loops. Ingdrum has a wardrobe at the silo.
Oh, right, this is his eternal monologue.
Yeah, Ingo is actually a fashion connoisseur. What? No, there's no way. Melon said he basically never seen him in only ever seen him in one outfit. It explodes! That's so good! I need to rethink this. Ingo is acting really suspicious
so
right now. Why would he be doing that? Ingo is the victim. Maybe Ingo's the one who actually got killed, and now he's a ghost. That's it. This whole case has just been one big ghost trick. Ayo. Wait, what am I saying? Doesn't make any sense at all. I need to rethink this.
And all of you need to play Ghost Trick.
Yeah, it's good. Why would he be doing that? The music is so good, dude. What the hell? They went so hard. If it's not Malin, Ingo is the only other person who could have done this. I have to assume he did, even if I want to think Malin is innocent. If I want to think Malin is innocent. With that in mind, why would Ingo change the outfit of his work clothes? Because they're covered in blood. Yeah, they were eaten by a cow. The cows in the silo mistook Ingo's clothes for food and ate them. This left the man in quite an embarrassing situation, and he had to go back to... Huh? That doesn't seem right. He must have had a better reason. I need to rethink this. They got dirty. I mean, they did, but how did they get dirty? Ingo is secretly a germaphobe and couldn't stand being in such a dirty getup. But I don't think he'd be working on a ranch then. There must be a better explanation for why he changed his clothes. Then Ingo killed Talon. When Ingo killed Talon, his clothes must have gotten blood on them. He had to change into something else to hide in his involvement. Huh. But then wouldn't the Sheikah force have found the clothes in the house? The fire.
The fire, yep.
They were thrown away. Yep. Of course, Ingo just threw them over the railing. But wait, I'm sure the Sheikah force would have searched around the ranch. I doubt he would have chosen such a bad hiding spot. Need to rethink this. If Ingo killed Talon, his clothes must have... A burglar strode by just as the murder was happening. Right, and he only took some dirty, bloody clothes and went on his merry stealing way. I don't think that's it. Ingo burned his clothes.
Oh my god, I love
That's
this.
it! This explains everything! It is so good, dude. Oh my god. I believe I can offer an alternative explanation.
Nonsense! Judge, the defense spent far too long sitting in silence just now. They clearly have nothing. I call for a quick ruling.
We're sitting there staring into space. And not only can I explain it, but in fact, the defense formally accuses the witness of the murder. No! It's simple. The reason he had to swap his outfit, and why he's been lying about the circumstances ever since, is because it got stained with the victim's blood.
Preposterous! If there were any discarded bloody clothes nearby, the Sheikah force would have found them. And we would be trying someone else for murder right now.
Why? Are you absolutely correct? Why are you absolutely correct,
Why
prosecutor?
you are
Yeah,
absolutely.
my bad. Why you are absolutely correct, prosecutor. Naturally, Ingo couldn't have left his bloody clothes lying around. And so, he used this to dispose of them.
Alright, so this is clearly.
That's where the oil bottle comes in.
Yeah, I think this is 100% the oil bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, I pushed R instead of up C. I was like, wait, push the button. Take this! Your Honor, cast your minds to the princess's last testimony.
Princesses. Ah, that mysterious fire.
Surely you jest.
Not the music.
You yourself made sure we all knew how meaningless her testimony was.
And yet, with this new context in mind, it gains a completely new meaning. An empty bottle of lamp oil, found by a burnt-out fire. Ingo used this lamp oil to quickly burn away his stained work clothes.
Around the time of the murder, you should have added that.
Well, how about it, witness? My scenario explains everything. You killed Talon, and then tried to hide it. This is... No, hold on.
To explain.
What drivel are you spouting here? Me? Kill Talon? You already know that's impossible. Fade to black. Witness testimony. Too busy for murder. Everything you said is wrong. I have no idea what you're on about. Hey, Braun, what's up? I have an alibi for the time of the crime. I couldn't have done it. There's no way I could have completed all those milk shipments, killed Talon, and tried to hide my involvement. The fire was just made for a quick breakfast. There's no mystery there. Stop trying to pin this on the poor innocent Ingo.
Well, it's time to badger the witness.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I shouldn't have to remind you, defense, but you yourself were surprised that Inga was able to complete the shipment in time.
Now is where we present that he did it wrong in a rush.
Yep.
Adding even more things for him to do in that time is preposterous.
That's right. The great Ingo is efficient at his job, but not that efficient. No, it had to have been him. I'm sure of it. There must be some trick at play here. Some kind of shortcut. I must find it. Cross-examination. Too busy for murder. Sounds like a great sitcom name. Hold it! Could you explain what that alibi is again? Oh, with pleasure. At the time of the crime, I was busy preparing that day's shipment of milk. That's hard work. I barely had enough time to get them done before the courier came to take them.
The shipments were inspected by the Sheikah force as they were leaving the ranch. And as our resident detective has told us, they were found to be fully loaded with bottles of milk.
That's right. The Sheikah force itself has vouched for me. There's no way I can be the culprit. Oh, I disagree. There has to be a way. There must be. Oh, the music, dude. What the? So good. Hold it. Would it really have taken that long to murder someone and then burn clothes?
It would have taken long enough to definitely make the scheme infeasible.
Completing these shipments is a rather involving process.
In case you're curious, Nick, chat says the ROM hack is completed. Since we were talking about it earlier, just the guide's, I guess, a little incomplete.
Yeah, the guy. I put that together when Some Baked Goods said they finished it.
Gotcha.
You have to milk the cows, clean the bottles, pour the milk into them, put them into crates, and load those onto a wagon. Or, fill up part of the bottles with a little bit of water, and then add a little bit of milk for coloring. I love working with the cows, but that part takes the longest because you only get a little at a time.
Music changes if you look at the court record? Oh, that's cool. What the hell? You put dynamic music in the... God. Again,
Jesus.
I don't know what's been happening with Zelda mods the past, like, year and a half, but between, like, Sands of Time, Indigo, Sealed Palace, The Ultimate Trial, they just keep popping the hell off, dude.
So, as Mr. Ingo said, the whole thing really does take a while. Father and I usually have to work together to get it done in time for the courier's arrival.
There you go, defense. Your own client knows this is the unshakable truth.
Ah, but what if there were shortcuts taken?
Uh-huh.
Two of
So
them to
there's-
be exact.
Oh.
There's no way he could have completed the shipment and also do the killing. In that case, there had to be some sort of way for him to finish his work faster. I just have to find it.
Okay, but what do we press it on?
Made real quick breakfast, no mystery there. Hold it. Not be absolutely insane, right? If you had enough time
Oh,
for
absolutely.
breakfast, but not enough time to kill someone? Yes, of course. The breakfast was cooking while I kept working. Then I just quickly gobbled it up. There's no issue there. In fact, yes, I remember it even burned a bit because I wasn't completely paying attention to it. That's why I had to go get that glass of water too, you see. Had to wash it down after. What a convenient little explanation. For all I know, he actually did cook up a breakfast on a fire burning in blood-soaked clothes. Ew.
Continue, witness. We don't want to hear about your culinary adventures.
Of course, of course. My point is that I've just been telling you this whole time. Stop trying to pin this on poor innocent Ingo. Hold it. The only people who could have done this were you and Malin. And I know Malin well enough to know she shouldn't have been the culprit. That leaves you as the perpetrator.
Yes, yes, by now we all know how much you value your friend. Let me remind you, though, that feelings don't matter at all here. Either show us solid evidence that puts Ingo's alibi into question, or concede defeat.
Facts don't care about your feelings.
Right?
Exactly.
Is there any other way we could have... Is there any other way we could have done the work faster?
I'm not sure. I've never had to cheat like he has. I mean, it would be nice if there was, though. I could sleep in a little bit longer every day.
Yeah, you'd think that he would have shared it with you if he knew of one.
I mean,
Just what
Ingo straight
shortcut
up
did you
said it
use?
earlier that people watered down their milk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alibi for the time. Did we do this one? Yep. Gotta get that last one. Surely my scenario is more plausible at this point than these panicked attempts to fix your story.
What's more plausible isn't for you to decide, defense. If it's the judge that makes the final call. And as long as this alibi stands, I can't imagine him siding with you. Here you go, Judge. Here's your crayons.
Yes, all the loose ends have been tied up before a decision can be made. Witness, please continue.
No jury. There never has been in Phoenix, right?
Nope.
All right. Which one do we present this? Completed those milk shipments, kill Talon, and try. I think it's on this one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one.
And it's gonna be the watered down.
It's either the watered down milk or the, well, we don't know what's watered down. I think this one would be misaddressed.
Yeah.
No, I think it's the milk.
We'll try both. Either we're right, or like we have the hearts for it. It's not like we have.
That's true, yeah. I closed the guide ages ago.
Objection.
Oh, that also works. Okay.
Witness. What is it now? And you're still in the room. We're talking like normal. What do you mean, what is it now? I have more things to say to you. I overheard an intriguing detail during the last recess. It seems the address on one of yesterday's milk shipments wasn't written correctly. You must have been rushing. That's how you did it.
Bah, I haven't heard anything about an issue with a shipment address. But I'll play along. Suppose you're right about it. Writing an address only takes a few seconds. Even if it was reduced to a single swift stroke of the pen, it wouldn't have saved much time at all. Certainly not enough to both commit a murder and cover it up.
Objection! It wasn't just the address. Ingo must have rushed the entire shipment. This is for when the player figures out logic early. Ooh!
Oh.
By what method? You say he somehow completed the entire shipment more quickly? Then prove it with evidence!
All right, we have this convenient evidence that we got in the middle of recess.
Yep.
Here you go. This is admissible in
Yep.
court.
Unfortunately for you, defense, I must agree with the good prosecutor. This alone doesn't prove how enough time may have been saved. Don't you have anything else?
I thought I had him for sure. But it looks like I'll need something stronger to really pin him down.
And now it's the milk.
Yeah, okay, it's not asking for it yet. Okay. Objection! Ah, but did you though? Did you really complete those shipments properly?
Defense, I shouldn't have to remind you that the Sheikah Force checked the boxes thoroughly. They were definitely full of milk bottles.
Oh, I'm sure it looked that way.
What are you getting at, defense?
Here you go, Your Honor.
Huh? Milk? For me?
Yeah, because you're just such a stud. I'm sorry it's not chalky milk.
Are you trying to bribe the judge now? I didn't think you'd stoop so low. The Crown will be informed of this.
Oh, it's nothing like that. All I'm asking is that His Honor try tasting the milk. Just one little sip.
This is highly irregular. But to be honest, I could use a drink. All this talking does make one's throat dry, you know?
Yeah, says the
That's
guy
why
on the
you
seat,
should always
not the
hydrate.
streamers.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't understand that at all.
You've probably talked the least out of everyone here, though.
No,
God.
the judge has talked a good amount.
Yep.
Since the defense insists, I'll go ahead and take a sip. Is this what passes for milk these days? It almost tastes like water.
Oh, I have to agree. This is definitely not standard milk. As we heard from the princess and the detective, Lon Lon Ranch is renowned for the quality of its products. But there's no way people would say that about milk this lousy.
Bah, whatever. As if the unwashed masses would know the difference between quality and garbage. Where are you going with this, defense?
It's simple, you see. I received this bottle from Detective Impa, still unopened during the first recess. As we know, there were no milk shipments today, so this must have come from one of Ingo's shipments from yesterday.
Ah!
It's true that Ingo could have murdered Talon and also completed the shipments on his own. Couldn't have murdered Talon and also completed the shipments on his own. Unless he cheated. Ingo watered down the milk to get the shipments done in time. The shocked, yeah?
Order! Order! Yes, I suppose that would work.
Indeed. All he had to do was milk fewer of the cows. To save enough time without ruining the taste too much, I'd guess he used about a 50-50 split of water and milk. This is... No! Talon!
Let me stop you right there.
Why did I start doing that?
Hard with Ganondorf's animations.
I will concede that something odd happened to that shipment. But all you have proven is that Ingo is a slacker.
How dare you!
Be quiet, you mongrel! Sure, Ingo watered down the milk. That doesn't make him a killer, though, does it?
Well, no. But now we do know that he definitely could have done it. We know he did go to the crime scene. And we know he did have the time and opportunity to kill Talon as well.
And we know
Yet
he
there
did
is
do
a
some
vital
horrible acting.
element missing still.
Uh,
Let me put it in simple terms, so even an idiot like you can understand.
Rebuttal.
I'm sorry, I'm listening to the music a second. Hold on. Oh, hey, does this also have the dynamic music on it?
yes. Yeah, it does.
God.
Okay. You lack the murder weapon. If Ingo was the murderer, then it couldn't have been the saw.
What do I...
Press or
Yeah, I guess you have to press
Oh.
them on everything.
And why is that?
It's simple. If the girl's story about working on the fence is true, then she was using the saw while her father was being murdered. It couldn't have been in two places at the same time.
Dude, if this soundtrack is already available on YouTube, post this track in the freaking comments, please. The girl's story about working on the fence is true. The saw...
I think we have to agree with that.
No, the saw was the murder weapon.
Truly? Well, if that's the case, present some proof. Enlighten us on how it could have been in two places at the same time.
Yeah, I know it's original, but like sometimes ROM hacks get their OSTs uploaded
Yeah,
independently.
sometimes. Exactly.
Like The Missing Link has almost its entire set of original tracks uploaded.
Oh man, not to mention, I know it's not really a ROM hack, but the machinima we both watch, A Hero's Journey.
Yeah.
That's all on Spotify even.
How it could be a two. That one's because that guy made the music independent, like was contracted and did it separately.
Yes, I know, but still,
Oh,
the
about the
point
mechanic.
stands.
Oh. I don't think I've played an AA game with this mechanic. Please check. Oh, okay, cool. What would we present here?
I think this would actually be the bloodied cloth.
no.
Yeah, because she had to wrap up her hand.
Okay, this isn't
So
asking
if
for
she- so
me
if
for
she-
yet. Really need to think about this. Ingo was the murderer, then he couldn't have had the saw.
Argument one.
We're still on argument one. He couldn't have had the saw,
Okay.
but when she walked back in, yeah, I
You
think
can
it.
press and say yes.
What do you think of this statement, Your Honor?
Yeah, I think it's press
Well-
and say yes instead, or something.
Yeah.
What I think of it, what do you ask?
Well, I have this evidence here.
Yeah.
Don't listen to him, Judge. That evidence has nothing to do with what's being discussed.
Oh, don't worry, I knew that. Attorneys always seem to ask what I think when they have no idea what they're talking about.
threat.
Beautiful.
Can you present the badge for me? Sure.
Sure.
I'll take that hit. Tremble under the power of my badge, for I am the great hero of law!
What is the meaning of this innate outburst defense?
I was hoping to intimidate the prosecutor into admitting I'm right.
Me be intimidated? Certainly not by a hero of flaws like you.
Yeah, I probably deserve that. Worth? All right, yeah, I think it is. I think it is agree.
Yeah, we have 2 hearts left. That's a valid response.
I believe we're in complete agreement on this point.
I love that little jingle there, just being present there.
Yeah.
And we pick the right answer.
You do realize the problems that creates for you, right?
I'm sure I'm sure it can all be explained.
Ha! As if. But very well. Then let's move on to why nothing else could have been the murder weapon either. Where would the supposed other murder weapon have even come from?
Not a rake. You're on a farm.
Inventory.
Objection! Have you forgotten this murder happened on a ranch? There are plenty of sharp things on site.
Ho ho! That's simply impossible! We checked all sharp objects on the ranch and searched everyone. No fresh blood was found anywhere else.
I think this is. Well,
I just press it.
but yeah.
Couldn't Ingo have just
Disposed of it.
Ingo have just wiped it off?
Blood leaves traces. It's not that easy to get rid of, but that was the crux of your argument with the saw, dude.
And he
Yeah.
already burnt his clothes. He could have just used the same thing.
Yeah, people like us aren't so sensitive, but other beings like the Zoras can easily tell by smell. Naturally, the Sheikah Force employs people for just this task. Also, as Lon Lon Ranch focuses on selling horses and milk, the animals there aren't regularly butchered. So there's no good reason why any of the tools would have fresh blood on them. Any such implement would have stood out like a sore thumb.
Well, I guess that's a good point. I may have to rethink this. Couldn't Ingo have just disposed of it? Couldn't have Ingo just disposed of it in some way?
Ha! That's impossible. You see, no items from the ranch's inventory list were missing, and that list is indisputable.
Alright, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Are you sure about that?
Can we view the list?
Let's look at that list. Let's look at that inventory list. Ah!
I didn't realize we could open this. As of the 15th of March, so one day before the murder.
Also, whose name is on that?
Yeah,
Yep,
Ingo.
Ingo.
Objection! The inventory itself is false.
Oh, fascinating. What exactly makes you question the veracity of this document?
That would be another piece of evidence. Something about the inventory itself. It's simple. You only need to take a brief look at the inventory to see it can't be trusted.
Ho ho! You can't just go around making such general statements, Defense. point out what exactly makes the inventory.
Yo, what the hell?
Yeah. I love that. Yeah, it's Ingo.
We're gonna do that again.
Well,
Just look here. The one who completed the list was Ingo himself. He could have easily falsified the counts as part of his plan. Discord was... Discord, why do you pick the worst times to do this?
I know, right?
All right, check if we can hear you again.
Check, check.
Yep.
Cool.
Ba ba ba. My only mistake. I clicked the date first.
Ooh.
Valid though. The date's a valid, like, actual thought though.
All right, we should have our audio fixed now.
Okay. Should all be good, right? Right. Everyone in the
Yep, okay, I
on
can
the
still hear
Twitch
you.
side.
You know his name massive and people still get confused, LMAO. Yep.
That doesn't matter.
I mean, if it's premeditated, then that's kind of very matter.
Yeah.
Nothing could have left the ranch.
I mean, that shipment.
The milk did, yeah.
Objection! Are you really sure nothing left the ranch? What about a few little shipments of milk?
Preposterous. Have you forgotten that said shipments had been checked by the Sheikah Force before they were allowed to leave?
That's true, but there was a place the Sheikah could have overlooked.
Inside the bottle.
What in Din's name are you babbling about? We're talking about bog standard crates here, boy. Not exactly vast dungeons full of nooks and crannies to stuff things into, are they? Where could they have missed a murder weapon?
It's simple. They overlooked
The contents of the bottles.
Yeah, the contents of the bottles.
there is one place inside the crates the Sheikah couldn't have checked thoroughly without ruining the shipments.
Without ruining the shipments, he says. Oh.
That's right. Ingo put the murder weapon inside one of the bottles to conceal it from the search.
And thus why there was a shipment with the wrong address.
Yes, that does seem plausible.
Now wait just a moment. A weapon in a bottle, in a milk bottle, wouldn't just go unnoticed. Someone would have reported it.
Yeah, but it was returned.
I
I love that.
You would be correct that a weapon showing up in someone's milkshake would cause quite a stir. If the milk ever actually made it to any milk bar, that is. You see, I overheard a little interesting tale during that recess. Word was sent from the ranch not long ago that one of the shipments was returned unopened due to being misaddressed. What? No! Indeed. If you recall, Ingo was the one who handled all of that. Now that's strange. The ranch supplies the same milk bars every day. Even if he messed up the street address a little, the couriers would have known the shipment was meant to where the shipment was meant to go. How could he have bungled it that badly? It's almost as if he didn't want anyone receiving a bottle of milk with a murder weapon in it. I bet Ingo expected this box to stay in shipping limbo for a while longer. How unfortunate for him that the Postal Service was on its game today. Maybe it's because they were worried it'd start to smell.
I believe this calls for us to investigate these boxes of milk more closely. Soldiers, have these boxes retrieved from the ranch immediately.
Argument complete. Hell yeah.
I love that.
This is slander. Why would I kill Talon? Sure, he's a bit of a layabout, but he did give me a job. Why would I want him dead? The motive? That's simple. Why, I'm surprised you're even asking about it. The evidence easily explains your motive.
Yeah.
Take that! The very inheritance document you brought to the court's attention states the following. In case of the testator's death, his daughter, Malin of Lon Lon Ranch, will inherit the ranch, unless she is unable to oversee it, in which case it shall be divided between the crown and the remaining employees. You not only killed Talon, but decided to frame Malin for the crime as well, so you would be the one to inherit part of the ranch. That's why you volunteered to work for the silo that day. It gave you an alibi, so Malin would be the only possible culprit. Of course, you knew about the royal visitation in advance. You knew Malin would go back to the ranch house to prepare before they arrived. A perfect setup for the royals to find her next to the body. No, no, no! What are you talking about? Talon signing the ranch over to me? Preposterous! Did he really not know? I guess it was Dragmeyer who procured the actual document, not him. Zance.
Oh, Your Honor!
What is it, soldier?
The box you requested is here.
That's a fast 20 minutes. They must be side hopping.
I know. I know, right?
Already?
Oh, that was quite fast. Well, sir, it's a technique that's called Z-target side hopping.
I don't know about him. I used a bomb slide.
Apparently, the team at the ranch had already noticed something awry with it on their own. The box arrived just as we were about to rush out a courier to deliver our message.
Well, well, well. Let's see for ourselves then, shall we? The part of the shipment that proves my case is... I wonder if it's this one that's stained red.
Yeah, I wonder.
Even with a mistake due to the player potentially being colorblind. Oh, that's cool.
Oh, huh.
Here it is. From the bottle with a slight red tint to the milk. Looks like some kind of serrated knife. That explains the irregular wound pretty nicely.
How could those Sheikah idiots have missed this?
I'm sure the milk was pure white when they first checked it. It took a whole day for the blood to dissolve in it. Either way, no matter how you slice it, this proves my theory was right. Malin looking at Link, that was in poor taste, I'm sorry. Oh, I've had it! Fine, fine! You wanna know why? You wanna know why I really killed that scumbag?
No, what are you?
So you admit it?
Yes, I admit it. What would you do if one day, after years of back-bacon labor, despite putting all into the ranch, you were thrown away like rubbish without any reason, fired, farewell, we don't need you anymore.
What? But that doesn't make any sense.
Don't lie, I heard it all. I was just returning back from another day of spine-wrenching work, and lo and behold, what's this? Malin and Talon are talking behind my back. I heard it all. We'll let him go after the visitation. We can handle things without him. And so, after volunteering to work on that shipment, I quietly slipped out the girl was busy and shanked the good-for-nothing slacker. Ha! You should have seen his face. He didn't expect that at all. So yes, Malin, I killed that lazy bum you call a father. And he deserved it.
I love how he looks so aghast at that, like he could have somehow dredged up their argument.
Yeah.
Yeah. Order! The witness will cease his boasting over such a terrible deed. I think we've heard enough. Soldiers, take him away!
Wait just a moment! Ingo!
Yes, girl? Want to apologize for what you've done?
Apologize? Me? You're horrible! We weren't planning to fire you at all. You completely misunderstood what we were saying.
Of course.
Flashback animation.
Oh.
We've had so much work recently. Well, you know how it goes with the royal visitations. Always a busy time. Gotta make sure everything's in tip-top shape. I do worry somewhat about old Ingo, though. He's been complaining about his back recently. Do wish he'd take a step back and relax sometimes. Maybe we should convince him to take a vacation. Now there's an idea. It'd do him good just to get out for a while. I'll discuss it with him after the visitation. After things calm down, we can handle everything without him. That's... You were planning what? A vacation for me? And I did? No, it can't be so. Please say it isn't so.
Oh no!
This is an official Zelda execution in Hyrule. God, they didn't even bring, like, they executed him on sight. God damn.
Oh, I love this.
I'd just like to think this is the Cuckoo's way of getting revenge for killing their caretaker.
Yep.
Yes. Emotional damage!
We have witnessed today the results of a truly horrifying misunderstanding. But misunderstanding or not, what you have done is unforgivable.
Alan was a kind man, beloved by all who had the good fortune to cross his path. His loss will be felt not only at his ranch, but all across Hyrule.
The killer turned out to be an utterly pathetic man with delusions of grandeur. I mean, look at him! An utter idiot dressed like a clown!
Jeez, he's really laying into him. I bet he's just upset because he's lost.
I'd be upset for wasting my time too, like that. You kidding me?
Right?
The prosecution's rant aside, I think it's time to declare today's verdict. This is just a formality, but will the defendant please stand up to the stand?
He just has his back turned.
Young miss, I'm very sorry for the situation you have found yourself in. I am very glad you appear to have such a good attorney as a friend.
Always badgering the witnesses and so forth.
I wouldn't have chosen anyone else.
Aw, thanks.
Now then, without further ado, in the name of Goddess Hylia and the sacred land of Hyrule, I hereby find Malin of Lon Lon Ranch.
I love it.
Not guilty.
Court is adjourned.
March 17th, 12:32 p.m. Hyrule Grand
Damn.
Court. Defendant, lobby number 3.
This trial happened in the span of 2 hours. I'm just like, damn.
Right? Been 3, they lied. We did it!
I suppose so.
I guess Ingo's outburst kind of soured the mood, huh?
I don't think I can ever forgive Mr. Ingo for what he's done.
That's fair enough, honestly. Really, though, you shouldn't think about that for now. You're free. It's time to celebrate.
I guess you're right.
You know, regardless of the fact that it hasn't even been a full 24 hours since your dad died, but, you know, no time for mourning.
You know, it's been a full 24 hours.
Yeah, just over. Just over.
Yeah, 4 hours over, just about. Well, 5 hours over.
Yeah, excellent work.
Okay, give or take.
I knew you'd pull through. Oh, thanks? I couldn't have done it without you, really. So, thank you. Now, that's quite right. Not quite right. If you want to thank somebody, I'm not the one who deserves it the most. Huh? Your Highness? I thought you were going back to Hyrule Castle. What strings did Impa have to pull to get her here?
But I realized I should have apologized for what I did personally.
It's an honor.
There's no need to bow. Not after what I have done. Really, if not for my status, I would have probably been carted off to prison alongside that angry little man.
Perjury's, pretty serious. Yeah, perjury's pretty serious, so that's probably not entirely wrong.
Tell that to the entirety of the Phoenix Wright
Right?
roster of characters.
As
Oh my
usual,
God,
you
the
don't
amount
give
of
yourself
perjury
enough
that
credit, Your
happens.
Highness. Yep, pretty much.
It wasn't cheap. Blink charged my entire life savings of 200 rupees.
How could you say that, Detective? I almost condemned an innocent person to prison.
Yes, there are some things you should think twice about doing in the future. But it's all thanks to you that the young lady over there finally went free.
Huh?
Come on, attorney. Show her Highness what I'm talking about.
The oil bottle.
The bottle?
Well, it's true. Without this, and without knowing about the fire, we wouldn't have had any proof to substantiate our claims. And, really, your obviously false testimony helped. Ouch! But you stepped on my foot! Well, there you have it. In any case, I'm sure Miss Malin isn't too upset.
Well, sure.
Yeah, it's the soldiers.
Turn hot! We have orders to escort the princess back to the castle immediately.
Ah, just in time. Farewell, Your Highness. And so they left, and then she's murdered on her way out, leading to case 2.
No.
Now then, listen to me. I know that I am perhaps being too lenient on the princess, but tough times are ahead. The princess will need all the confidence she can get to lead the kingdom through them.
She needs to learn to take responsibility for her actions too, though.
And she will.
Huh?
Her Highness is in for a rather unpleasant afternoon today, I imagine. The urgency in which she has just been escorted out of here isn't coincidental.
What? Is the king going to scold her?
No, the king's dead. At the very least. Now then. My duties call, unfortunately, so I must be off. Again, you did well today, both of you. I trust that I will be able to rely on you in the future court proceedings as well. I'll, try my best. That's all I ask. That unpleasant prosecutor seems to be making his way over here, so I'll be excusing myself post-haste. Farewell.
Just doesn't want to get a pay cut, that's all. You!
Hello. Nice day we're having, isn't it?
Tell me, now, where did that blasted detective go? To have my reputation tarnished this way by some novice attorney from the boonies!
Hey, I'll have you know I was raised by a very smart tree. Dramatic much? He looks about ready to burst from anger.
Don't be such a sore loser. You lost. Deal with it.
Yeah, we've got the right verdict. Doesn't that make you even a little bit glad?
Yes, I suppose there is some worth in that.
Yeah.
What transpired is most unfortunate. I can only offer my condolences. Just remember that it was the meddling of that idiotic princess and the stupidity of that blasted detective that led to your arrest. So if you have any grievances, take it up with them.
I suppose there's some truth in what he's saying.
Speaking of the detective, it appears she has fled from me like a cuckoo on fire. Mark my words, she will regret what she's done for generations.
I'm sure. Well, that sure was something. I don't know if he was being sincere or just wanted to shift blame onto someone else.
I wouldn't say he's entirely blameless. Never mind that. Do you think you'll be all right? Running the ranch all by yourself? Of course I'll come visit, but I have my attorney duties too.
I'll get in touch with the castle, see if they can spare some men to work at the ranch. Silly as my father may have seemed, he really did prepare me to take over one day, and he's taught me well. I'll make sure the animals are well cared for, just as I always have.
That's the spirit. I believe in you.
I really want to thank you for bringing the truth to light. If it wasn't for you, I don't even want to think about what could have happened.
Hey, don't mention it. I'm just glad everything worked out in the end. And so ended a very personal case for me. Felt like the weight had been lifted off my back. Malin continued to work at the ranch, hoping to make it prosper even beyond what her father was able to accomplish. I don't really think much about it, but the days following were some of the happiest I've lived in a long time. Little did I know that that terrible tragedy would soon shock the entire kingdom, and I'd find myself smack dab in the middle of it. But that's a legend for another ROM hack.
Aha!
I mean, we do have a case too, right?
I think that's it.
Is it?
Weird guy on a horse. I can't believe we finally got Excellent to play Ace Attorney, LMAO. See, the problem is, like, actual Ace Attorney is something that's been covered to death. It's not exactly a new thing.
Not only that, but like the games always go on sale and more people get pressured into playing it. And I'm not using that falsely. People are literally pressured by their friends, their communities, everyone that loves Ace Attorney. And it's a good game. It's a good franchise.
Holy shot. Well, all right, yeah, we do want to check out the extras. I'm going to let the credits roll, though.
Yeah, I love Ace Attorney. Probably one of my favorite visual novel series, easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's just, it's a lot of reading to do on stream.
Yeah, I figured
and
this
is
a visual novel.
Yeah, it's a visual novel, and if you're gonna do it alone, exactly. So
Never
getting
do it
somebody
alone.
to
Do it with a group of friends.
Yeah, do it with a group of friends. So, but
yes,
getting people together.
I will say this. If you guys would like to do dumb voices throughout all of the Ace Attorney games, I am 100% down, because I love the Ace Attorney games.
And I'm for it. Crazy lady with an obsession with young hot men would be hilarious. But
Because
We
we can
have
play all the
In
cases,
so many
prison
games to
years.
already
the good
do.
and bad. Because I will say there are some not that great cases in the Ace Attorney series.
I'll be the first to tell you that. I was saying it earlier.
Yep.
They tend to drag.
Ugh, Project 64, gross.
Like, I love the Great Ace Attorney. More so the second one. First one is rough.
That's just a lot of games to get through.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
out of
you know
all
how
the,
big. There's like 12 bloody Ace Attorney
I'm
games.
aware.
Yes.
I
And well,
can't
this
keep
isn't.
adding
By the
things.
way, this
Hold on,
isn't even
there's,
counting the Miles Edgeworth games.
There's
I'm not
6
playing those.
mainline. Hold on. There's 6 mainline.
Hmm?
The 2 Miles Edgeworth
Wait,
investigation.
shut up. Did the king just die?
games.
Was that it? He fell
Oh.
over. We had the big shake, and then she turns around and walks away. Oh no, that's the scolding. Okay. So it was him
Oh.
screaming at her.
Yeah. So yeah, there's the 6 main games, the 2 investigation games,
I
the
love
2
this
Great
shit.
Ace Attorney games,
Slow
and
Polycat.
Phase Right versus Professor Layton. So 11
Yeah.
games.
Oh, I wasn't that. Hey, my memory's not that bad.
Say that about
Yeah,
RetroArch. RetroArch isn't a backdoor for viruses the way Project 64 is. Not even viruses, but leaking all of your stuff.
Oh, by the way, let's not forget the anime as well, since we're talking about the Ace Attorney stuff.
How about the live action movie?
Old Project
Oh
64.
god, I forgot about that.
I've heard that one's pretty funny. Is a fork. I don't know. RetroArch
And you
serves
will
my
play.
purposes pretty fine.
Yep.
I do feel I agree with somebody I was talking to the other day where it's made people think emulation is way easier than it is, but
Yeah.
full 64 that supports the mic. The end. All right, how do we access these extras? Like that, I'm assuming. Scene select is now unlocked. Extra 1 is now unlocked. Is it under scene select?
I mean, it has to be.
Yeah, meanwhile, somewhere
Meanwhile,
else.
somewhere else.
All right, before we do this, let's take another short bio break. I drank a lot of water just now.
Yeah.
That's pretty valid.
Ugh. Downing myself to keep voice ready.
How do you think I feel?
Ganondorf.
Fucking-
Oh, and now you're here, Jake.
I know, right?
Let it be
Jeez, you're
known.
late.
Yes, I know I'm late. I had other things I was doing. Let it be known that if we ever do Ace Attorney as a group, I want Larry.
I mean, that's fine, but you're gonna have to show up.
That's fine.
I know.
Yeah, that is true.
Like that's really all there is to it. Is you're just gonna have to show up. Thanks
I
for,
really
thanks
need
for
to
coming
play up
by,
the-
Chris.
I would really need to play up the pathetic angle. Like, listen, Larry is my favorite Ace Attorney character. I need to voice him.
Dude,
Okay.
it's not even about him being pathetic. That man has no business being as successful in life, just in life in general, as he is.
Like a lot of people I know.
Yeah, 'cause the man always ass-ends into a murder investigation somehow as the suspect.
You know, with the amount of times that he's been like involved in a murder case somehow, you would think that people would get more suspicious of him.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, even though he's completely innocent.
Although that might have something to do with the expediency of the trials.
That too, and the fact that they were like originally GBA games and they just reused a lot of sprites.
Yeah, they definitely
Oh, I thought I just
incorporated a
heard
lot
Jake.
more. Yeah,
Hi.
they incorporated a lot more characters when it came to the DS games onwards, i.e.,
as I
Apollo
told-
Justice onwards.
As I told these guys, if you do end up doing Ace Attorney, dibs on Larry.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw it in chat. All right, I don't know if Crystal's already left, but yeah, thanks for coming in. Have a good one, as always, Crystal. Check out these extras. Nick is already back? Cool.
Yeah, I never left.
Oh, are we just
But
waiting
yeah,
on
you-
Xans?
you- yeah. No, Xans
No,
is
I'm
right
here.
We
Oh,
never
so it was-
left.
it
You're
was
the
just
only
me?
one that
Never
left.
left.
Yeah.
It's just you.
I may have been drinking, but I'm a bit of a camel now that I had my break earlier.
Fair. Meanwhile, in the Legion of Doom.
Talon game? What?
The noise that just came out of my mouth was something I didn't even know I could. What the
Okay.
Okay. We could not stop the Mario ROM hacker from making a Mario game.
Why is his life count at -1?
Because he's dead already.
He's caboose.
He is already dead.
Oh, so this is his heaven. I see.
This is the Mario Wonder theme. This is the Mario Wonder theme.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
We do have a timer. We gotta
into the
move.
Mario universe.
Crystal
I can't believe this is his hell. No, tell it.
Crystal picked the worst time to leave.
Alternatively, this is his hell. That's true. There's no
Yeah.
cookies.
I need to
That
go
is
in.
quite possibly.
I need to go in
the
and clip the
best.
sound I made. Oh my god. Oh god, that's tough. You can hear the thud. Holy, you can
You can
run?
run,
Okay.
apparently.
There was a button, I think it said, I didn't see it. Is it a double tap? Oh, it's B. Okay. Yeah, it's Mario.
hilarious.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, I can't get over the life count being at -1.
It's not like he has much of a life anymore.
Exactly. I don't care if it's janky. It's
Oh, it's
hilarious.
so
It's
janky.
totally worth the bit.
It's so good.
This is the last thing I
Oh,
expected
there's a
in the
crowd
piece.
count. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
This was the last thing I expected in an Ace Attorney Zelda ROM.
Oh, you would.
I don't think you fully understand. This backstory of Talons and like this sequel series is vital to the next game's plot.
Exactly. That's why it's here. That's why you had to beat the game to unlock it.
There is a drop shadow. I need to be using that. I bet you I could just make it up to that if with a running jump without even having to stop.
Perhaps.
Ooh.
And it's the Gorons.
I would love to throw like a Zelda 64 speedrunner into this.
Oh god. Oh no. He won't shot.
I mean, in fairness, he does like Mario, and Ingo is Luigi.
I think I.
Oh, that was close.
That time I didn't ground pound and I should have. I flinched when I should have scurried. What is this, dude? I'm gonna try.
Absolute peak, that's what.
Yeah, okay, you can't make that. I was hoping you could with the run.
This is absolute peak, that's what this
It's
is.
a little. It's peak gaming.
Truly. This is what the people want out of their Zelda 64 ROM pack.
There's more Mario 64.
Even as a ground foul.
These little grunts in pain are great.
Come on.
It's almost as janky as the Mario 64 wall jump. Listen, I know Mario 64 is good, but I cannot wall jump in that game to save my life.
Skill issue.
I know. We all
Almost
saw
there.
that clip of me with playing as Mallow.
That's a good clip. Course clear. Wow, I really needed one of those, thanks. In return, I'll tell you about a secret I've heard. Supposedly, there's a game with a giant egg in which you can become a criminal. And a pair of games with the climate change and time travel. They say that extras can be unlocked by connecting them to the title screen using a certain accessory?
Oh!
What?
The 64 transfer pack.
What about it?
Oh,
Link's Awakening and the Oracle games.
You know what's worse is I have all of those. I even have the transfer pack, but we're playing on emulation.
I have the 2 Oracle games sitting right in front of me.
Yeah, I have them too, but this is what will probably die on RetroArch. Yeah. Now I don't know what that means, but I'm sure you can figure it out. See ya. That's unfortunate.
Oh man.
I don't have the thing to run ROMs on my actual hardware, unfortunately.
Yet.
Yeah, I should probably get one.
Then you would play on actual hardware. That'd be really cool, actually.
Yeah, this does play on hardware. But it's far better if you have a save file where you stole something. Really. So you need a save file on Link's Awakening with something stolen, and then the Oracle games? That's crazy. Oh man, that's a bit
so
unfortunate.
I'm getting you an
that we don't get to
EverDrive
see.
for your next birthday. Got it.
I guess so. Ugh. You don't need a save for the Oracles, just Link's Awakening? Okay. I mean, that takes... How many
What, 5
seconds?
minutes?
Yeah, not even. Where is... I know I have that transfer pack. Hold on, I'm gonna rummage in this little cupboard right here. Give me a second. Don't make my mic settings wrong.
I can hear you on Discord.
Okay.
What little I saw of this ROM hack, it's peak.
oh, it's amazing.
Mostly because I was just busy doing other things.
I know I have the transfer. Question fair. I've got 3 possible locations where I could have it in the house. This cupboard where I've got all my 64 cartridges. Then there's a bin under the pool table that has miscellaneous junk, and I think it's in there along with the Hey You Pikachu mic. If not...
Does the Hey You Pikachu mic work with this? So you can say objection or hold it?
Man. Oh,
That would be funny.
I'm not gonna go dig through
That would be
bin
really
on stream.
funny.
It does?
Wait, really?
I
You
said
guys
that as a joke!
You guys are unreal. Oh my lord. Holy crap.
Peak.
Actual peak. Yeah, I'm gonna... How much does an EverDrive actually cost? I remember them being expensive back in the day.
I think they still are.
64 EverDrive. Shopping tab.
$160?
That's better than last time I looked, where it was still almost 200, if not 250. Ultra 64 looks like it's about 119 on Amazon. That's not bad. I don't know if the EverDrive X7 is probably better though at 160. That's not bad. That's not bad. We will definitely revisit this. I will actively hook up the 64 and everything when I have that
Oh yeah.
all
Oh,
set
hell
up.
Yeah.
And we'll play it again.
Summer Kart 64 is what they're recommending.
Summer Kart 64.
64. What is that? Ooh, open source. We always support open source here.
Oh, and it's $60 cheaper. Oh my goodness. Oh man, shame this next paycheck is already. Got one for 50. Nice.
This
Nice.
is definitely a thing to revisit.
Yeah. Ooh, I'll have to track down both my carts, and I really need to find that thing. Anyway, though, I do think this is a perfect stopping point for stream. So
It absolutely.
I wasn't here more.
It was a good
It's
stream.
been fun to do voices.
yeah, unfortunately, I know you said you weren't feeling it earlier, but you definitely missed out.
Yeah, it wasn't. I wasn't feeling it. It was. Oh, I had other things to do. So.
Yeah, I
No,
gotcha.
you're good.
The lead dev's gonna post his dev commentary sometime. Oh man. Okay, I will have. Will it be on the
always love
website where the
commentaries.
patcher was? I'll have to keep updated on that. But no, yeah, like you said, you did the animations. You guys knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, they looked really good. Like the bit where Ganon pulled out the bottle, that looked really nice.
And I really like his finger point on the table. Like that one I liked a lot. Very meaty Ganon finger. No, but the dumbest way I can word this is I'm a little bit of a Zelda hack connoisseur, but like, God, I'm always
sure.
looking. I'm always looking for.
That's what it's called.
That's not
that's
a
what it's
dumb way
called.
to put it. That is
Yeah.
what you are.
No. What I think what you actually mean is addict.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Yes,
fair.
you're correct, Nick.
That's fair.
By the way, I sent you a dumb picture.
Me a dumb
It's
picture.
very funny.
Is it relevant?
It is very funny. Yes, I DM'd it to you. It is Sonic related.
it's the okay. That's not relevant. You lied to me.
not relevant, but it's funny.
I second the addict. Yeah. Not me waiting for the recomp mod that lets all the models go in that's being worked on right now, so I can just play it all over again for the 5th time.
You just want that. You just want that new release.
I do. I
Of
really
what was
do.
it? Missing Link?
I
No,
mean,
not Missing Link.
oh, Missing Link did just get a patch out of nowhere.
Oh, is it
thinking-
an actual good meaty patch or?
No, it's some bug fixes and a slight couple tweaks. But like the fact that it got that at all, like 7 years removed. Transfer packs. I do hope you check out the transfer pack stuff one day when you get the flash card. No, I 100% want to. If there's a way to do something with a Zelda hack, I'll usually do it. This gets auto unlocked on Wii Virtual Console. What the fuck?
You guys are absolutely wild for
Oh
putting all
my
that in.
god.
Seriously.
What
Genuinely
the hell?
wild.
Again, I've said this before. There's nothing quite as
What's the
psychotic.
N64 mouse?
You know what? I'm gonna say it. What was that, Jacob, when we were playing Pumpkin Tower? There's one line that comes to mind that I think describes all of us perfectly, and that's they say the symptoms of mental illness are depression, anxiety, and modding Zelda 64. And we're all sick.
Amazing ROM hack, even from the little I was able to see of it.
All right,
And I'm
yeah.
kind of glad I missed it so I didn't spoil it for myself.
Oh my god.
And
All I
now
know
for the
is that
sequel.
Talon dies.
And now for the sequel,
Lol.
done with Majora's Mask. Oh.
Yeah, but no, for sure. We will. I'm hoping to get to that sooner rather than later. Then that is something I feel I really want to experience. Let's see.
Yes, there was a famous franchise that got turned into a latent game. It's called Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney.
Hey.
Hey.
That has been alrighty. Well, with that said, as always, I hope that you all have a fantastic time zone and stay excellent. Until next time.
Johnny.
Bye-bye.